list of things we can't talk about.
Oh, you know, it's funny. I mean, I don't know if it's funny. It's you know, I don't even do interviews with people. That's one of the reasons I have a hard time getting sort of gaming people on the show. I'm just sending this out right now because I'm like, I won't. They're like, well, here are the things you can ask, and I'm like, yeah, no, I don't. I'm not going to be your PR person. If you want to have a real conversation with me, and a lot of them are like, oh, well, yeah, I don't want to do that. I'm like, I don't blame you. That's fine. You know, it's not like a high road thing. I'm just like, I'm not like a gaming journalist. I just like to talk to people about shit.
Yeah, like DSP did that to me. He's like, he sent me this whole laundry list of shit we couldn't talk about. Like, dude, I'm like, I'm not going to force you to answer a question, but if you think I'm going to sit there and babysit chat, the super chat and chat.
Yeah, no, fuck off. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
So you know, we are live now, at least on my channel, just so you, okay. And so, you know, I have 3 monitors up right now, and the chat's over here, which I really don't pay much attention to until it's time for questions for you. And my questions are over here. So if I'm kind of looking around, I'm not paying attention to you. I just,
that's fine. I do the same thing, and I understand.
Yeah. I was telling, when I talked to Jeremy the other day, I said, you know, I walked out, the only interview I ever walked out of when I was doing, you know, video game development was a guy at E3, and we went to one of these Sony rooms they have in the back, and he's interviewing me, and I'm talking, and I look up at him, and he's got like 2 Blackberries. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm scheduling tomorrow's interviews. I'm like, not with me, you're not, you fucker. I'm talking to you about Sweet Tooth. But so I walked out. Anyway, fuck him. Wow. Look who's here, fellas and filettis. It is Review Tech USA. Now, I know your name is Richard. I know your name is Rich, but all that being said, you are known as Review Tech USA. Isn't that weird?
It is strange that people, it's strange when I get like people coming up to me in random places and being like, because now, you know, I don't always wear a mask when I go out. So everyone's like, hey, is that Rich? And, you know, it doesn't happen often, but it happens often enough. So yeah, it's strange.
Well, people would say to me, it's like, Jeffy, you have to talk to Review Tech USA. I'm like, is that a person? What is that? But now I started watching your stuff a while ago, and I'm like, oh, okay, gotcha. Before we start, you tweeted something out earlier. You tweeted out, and again, this is no one needs to interview me, but this is on Rich's channel too. This is kind of more of a conversation. I mean, this is not one of those like, now, Rich, how did you get started? And I don't give a fuck.
And whether it be your audience or you, I was just saying this to David before, nothing is off the table with me. I hate when other people do that. I won't do that to David or anyone here. So
there you go, fellas. You heard it. And also, Rich is already stoned. My assistant's coming today with pot, so I'm waiting for her to bring the pot. Once we start taking calls, we're both going to be stoned high as a goddamn kite. This is what you tweeted. Okay. Nothing like going into the grocery store and seeing a woman leaving her babies in the car by themselves. I called the cops on her. Now, just to be clear, the car was on, the AC was on.
Yes.
But anybody could have jumped in that fucking car and taken those kids.
Perfect example. Say I was the wrong person. That could have been me.
So,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's all it takes is 10 seconds for that to happen.
How old are these kids?
They look like they were my kids' ages, if not younger. My kids are 5, 4, and 3. They were probably like 2 and 3 years old.
What the fuck?
So I was parked like back more, and I saw the woman get out of the car. She was in a silver car. That's all I'll say that. And I see her walking in, and like I just get vibes from people, and she just like seemed unnaturally distressed, and I'm like, I don't know, I didn't fart, so okay. So I'm like, it just was like, and I remember I'm like, something's weird. So before I went to get my car, I'm like, hold on, because I usually clean the car before I go into the store. I'm like, let me just, something was
Wait,
off.
You clean the car before you go into the grocery store?
The cart.
Oh, the cart.
Sorry.
The cart.
The grocery cart.
Okay.
So I'm not picking up someone else's Ebola.
Understood.
So I walk back, and I'm like, I'm looking again, because I was like, those are kids back there. And I waited like a second, like just in case, because I don't want to be a friggin' like Karen or a hall monitor. Maybe someone's ducking. Maybe the other parent's ducking down to get something.
Right.
Waited 10 seconds. There was no one there. I'm like, I got to call the cops. I would be a dick if I didn't.
Right.
So I called them up, and I gave them the license plate, the make and model of the car, and I had to do a statement with the cops, and they're like, yeah, we saw what you said on the camera as everything panned out.
So
yeah,
wait, you were waiting for the cops to show up, right? So there was no one, the kids were never unattended because you were standing there.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Like I called the cops, I gave them the information, they showed up. I was like, I don't really want to wait here because I don't want to be part of the drama. You know what I mean? I don't want to interact with a woman. But I came back out. They talked to me and they asked to have me do a statement, asked me a bunch of questions and things like that.
Okay. I just want to be clear. It doesn't. I would say I'm not judging you, but I am judging you. Are you telling me you went into the store and the kids were left alone, or the cops were there before you went into the store?
I went into the store because
and you left the kids.
Well, I gave the whatchamacallit, the
cops
make and model of the car.
Yeah, but were the cops there when you left the store, went into the store?
No, they
Richard,
were there.
What are you doing?
I didn't want to be a part of it, but I didn't want to leave the kids there. So I called and.
All right. Come on now. Let me ask you a question, Richard. So you have young kids. Yeah. I saw you got, and I understand because I have kids too. They're not young anymore. Well, I mean, they're young, but they're not like 5 and whatnot. But I get it. When I know we'll talk about Jeremy in a little bit, but I know you had showed this. You brought up a tweet once where he talked about your children, and it was wonderful to see kind of the Papa Bear come out. Like, don't fucking talk about my fucking kids, right? Yes. I mean, is that? Because I mean they're too young to watch your stuff, obviously. But I mean, is that one of the reasons you're kind of pivoting maybe away from the video stuff because you're like, I don't want them to see this stuff, or it has nothing to do with that?
No, it's been a couple years where I've felt on and off about doing the news. Like I always said to myself when I started full-timing YouTube. That once I felt like I was like overstayed my welcome with something that I was doing, that I would move on.
Okay.
I feel like I'm kind of overstaying my welcome with it. And it's not even necessarily that my videos don't get viewership. I mean, it goes all over the place in the past few months with the Quantum TV drama. Everything kind of went down because I wasn't uploading as much, but I could still make a living with the viewership that I got. It just... I feel like the guy, like I feel like a 40-year-old guy who started a new job and everyone else there is 20, and it's like, what the fuck am I doing? Does that make sense?
Well, I understand the language that you're speaking, and so I comprehend what you're saying. But as a 51-year-old guy who's kind of brand new to this, I don't relate in that way. But sure, I think if it was. Let's put it this way. I am not inoculated from the comments that come in from people who don't really know my history and know what I've done. And they're like, who the fuck is this old guy talking about Metroid? What the fuck does he know? So I get it. But I mean, you're at 1 million subs right now. You have the job that I'm not trying to talk you into it. Trust me. My job is right behind yours in the job most kids and teenagers want. The number one job most teenagers want, according to a poll, is a YouTuber. And like on number 5 or 6 is a video game creator. So I get looking at someone else's half full glass and going, how can you, because people come at me all the time. It's like, what do you mean you don't want to make video games anymore? I'm like, I don't know. I like this. This is more fun for me, right? So I get it. But are you feeling that your views are too old-fashioned in terms of you're 40, which is not that old, but you're 40. Are you thinking that what you have to say about technology or games or the world or politics, you're saying that is old?
No. Here, a perfect example. This is exactly was the straw that broke the camel's back. I always, even before I was Review Tech USA, like to talk about, I did reviews, but I always talked about controversial stuff. There was a video I was doing on iShowSpeed about the whole thing that happened with the
swatting thing recently. Yeah. Can you just so if people don't know, right? He's
basically what happened was it's almost like he was doing a prank. I guess what the last I heard, I haven't kept up with it since. If the news changed, by all means, either chat, let me know. that he had someone on, he was going to break a PlayStation 4. He called 911. Probably was just a damn friend of his, and say, can I break it? Is it legal to do it? Blah, 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 blah.
No, it's not legal to break a PlayStation 4. What a dumb call. But anyway, keep going.
It's a suit. Yeah, it's on your property. Who gives a shit? But
right.
That was like not any 911 operator would have just hung up on it.
Right.
Like, no, this is for emergencies only. But I guess someone later on, he truly did get swatted. Okay, and he was handcuffed. Not good. Okay, I can't stand swatting. I don't care who it happens to. Doesn't matter if you pull pranks or not.
No.
You can get shot and killed.
It's insane. It's insane anyone still does it. After the guy went to jail for God knows how many years for the Call of Duty swatting.
That was the only one that went to jail that long. I think anyone who even attempts a SWAT, even if no one is harmed, I think if they get caught, they should do like a 20-year sentence. So it would
I know that swatter in the UK or in Canada. Where was the one that the guy that Jeremy had beef with? And she was up in Canada or the UK, and she was swatted the other day, and she wasn't arrested, but she was taken into custody. Where is that? Where is that region?
I don't. It was London.
Okay, I just wondered if the laws are different because she, I'm on a first name basis because the cop station is literally down like about 2 blocks away from me. So I've gone in, I've signed the paperwork. I'm like, look, this is me. They know, but
that's what I did too.
You have to. You absolutely have to. But it is crazy to me that this guy, somebody would risk jail time for this. But anyway, I'm sorry. So he gets swatted. They put him in handcuffs. Keep going.
And it's a 20, like, I feel that anybody who swats someone, it should be considered attempted murder almost. Because what are you bringing cops to someone's doorstep for?
That's a great point. Yeah. Great point.
You're not bringing them there to bring you a sandwich. You're not bringing them there for a welfare check. And even welfare checks could go wrong in the States.
Right. That's right.
What I'm saying?
I do.
So that's what happened. Well, let me get back on track. That's what happened with
him.
I Show Speed. I don't care if he was doing a prank with his friend. No one should get swatted. Okay.
I agree.
Because my people are saying my mic is too low. I could fix that like right now.
And by the way, my chat, just so you guys know, the phone number is pinned up above, not the phone number, the Discord link if you want to talk to Rich later in the show. And I will be bringing chat in as I always do, but it'll be a little bit later so I can focus fully on what Rich is saying. Okay.
So my editor called or messages me. We always message via Facebook Boomer Messenger, but it's really easy for the kind of stuff we do. And he's like, the video has limited ads. And I was just like,
because he posts it for you. He edits and he puts it up.
Yeah, he was editing and posting it. Yes.
Okay.
Let me explain my apologies. Let me explain that. And I'm like, here we go again. And it's every time I talk about something remotely controversial on my YouTube channel, I've either gotten limited ads for it. I can't talk about the same content and make a living talking about that content anymore. And it like sucked the fun out of it. And the same things that I can't talk about in conventional videos, that was what made me become Review Tech USA. I could do that in live streams. I am completely unfiltered. And it's not that I can't make YouTube videos and get viewership, but I don't give a shit anymore. That may be awful to say.
No. But what don't you give a shit about? You don't give a shit. It's not that you don't give a shit about what you want to say
about what I talk about, but I can't talk a thing about the things I'm passionate about and make a living on that channel anymore.
Right.
Whereas on my live stream channel, I could talk about whatever I want to. And I feel like the same excitement that I felt in 2013 when I first started full-timing this.
Yeah.
I don't feel that making conventional news videos anymore.
Yeah, that's totally fair. I mean, I was going to ask in terms of because I started streaming. I do supplement it with videos now for a variety of reasons. But with you, I mean, I was checking. I mean, you don't have a Patreon. You don't have and you don't have members on your YouTube channel, right?
No, I have members. You
do? Okay.
I get membership on like my secondary channel, which is RTU Streams. So yes.
But you don't have them on your videos.
I have some. Some people stuck around as members there. I don't, especially now.
Okay. So even with that, it's no. Okay, I understand. I would not do it if I couldn't say whatever the fuck I wanted. I would not. I would go elsewhere. I don't know where that would be. Probably Twitch or Discord, or I'd set up my own fucking thing. But yeah, if I mean, you literally wrote, YouTube has sucked every ounce of joy out of creating content. I find that joy again when I live stream, but I have zero drive or ambition to make daily videos. What is it about the live streaming other than the fact that I don't even understand why. I guess because you're making the money through super chats and you're making the money through members and not ads. So that's why they don't really, it doesn't matter if they demonetize, right?
Yeah, I would say 70 to 80%. Let's go with 70. So I'm not exaggerating. 70% of my live streams are limited ads. So yeah,
right.
It's all the community support. And that's nice because I know that so long as I don't say anything terrible, that like I could be unchained and be me. That was what I loved about YouTube, is that I didn't have to worry about, I mean, obviously you have to be responsible with your platform, but I didn't have to worry about everything and try to make up some like secondary language like some other YouTubers do to try to get videos out there. You know what I mean?
Right.
And even that, like, that doesn't work. Like EDP 445, that actually not only got me limited ads, which, okay, whoop-de-doo, but it got me like in trouble. Like I was put on a naughty list with
Is
YouTube.
that it sounds like a Star Wars droid. I don't know what EDP, what is that?
Oh, he doesn't know EDP. He was a big YouTuber, on the multi-million sub YouTuber on this platform, that got caught trying to have sex with a 13-year-old girl.
Oh, that'll do it, as it should do it.
Yeah. I'm sorry, what were you going to say?
No, again, before we went live, Rich and I both shared the fact, I mean, everybody knows I have it. Can I share what your diagnosis from your doctor, or no?
Yeah, I have it. It says I more than likely have ADHD.
Right.
I took a test.
And I have ADD as well, and I take medicine for it. But so I don't know what I was going to say, because then I wanted to go, let's talk about pedophiles. Because I watched this documentary the other night about Victoria's Secret, the brand. It's great. It's on Hulu. And it goes through the beginnings of the brand. Rich is like, what the fuck am I doing here? Listen to me. It goes through the beginning of Victoria's Secret all the way to the downfall. And it talks about how Jeffrey Epstein was very marbled into that brand with the creator of Victoria's Secret. It's a wonderfully disturbing but very engaging documentary. And then when it gets into the whole thing about Pink, and I was watching with my ex-wife, and I always thought Pink was just some brand. She's like, no, that brand is for like tween girls, or was lingerie for tween girls and teenage girls. And then things start to get really fucking creepy, right? So I don't know if I'm just hearing more about pedophiles these days on documentary, or if there really are a lot of these fucking people that, like, what do you think? What is happening? What is happening with? I don't think anything's happening. We're just knowing more about it, right? Because they've been out forever. It's not like we've got a run on pedophiles. They're probably the same percentage. But what we're doing isn't working. What do we do?
Well, I think, like with anything else, the reason why we see more police brutality and just see more Karens and see more is that everything is documented.
Right.
Everyone has a 4K HDR camera in their pocket, or at least a 1080p one that's more than capable of taking video.
Right.
And we have social media. We have supercomputers in our pockets that we could transmit to the world anywhere that we are. So I think there've always been unfortunately a plethora of disgusting pedophiles out there, but it was tougher to keep track of them. You know, it was tougher to out them because there wasn't social media and all these different ways that you could catch people doing terrible things.
Right. Right. So let's say the number of them hasn't changed. They've always been out there. If somebody said, here's what I can tell you, I'm not on it anymore. I was on not ADD meds, but I was on it was like antidepressants, but it wasn't like heavy dose. It might have been Wellbutrin or something. I got off it after like a week. And I was like,
Wellbutrin. I think I was on Wellbutrin too for a bit. It sucks.
I hated it. And I also says to the doc, doc, you could put, I'm trying to think at the time, it doesn't matter. You could put Taylor Swift in front of me and I wouldn't want to fuck her. I have no sex drive on this thing at all. Right. I mean, there are medicines out there that if you arrest a pedophile, you could just say, hey, like, legally, is that okay? Would you vote for a law that says, if you are found to be a sex offender, you have to take your fucking medicine. I mean, that's terrible. That's not American, right? But it's also protecting kids. What are we? Go ahead, Rich. Go ahead.
Here is the thing. If you are a convicted, proven pedophile where you have molested a child, I would have no problem with.
I wouldn't either.
I would have no problem with them with making your dick permanently limp if you were accused.
I mean, I would still want to treat that human with compassion because clearly they're fucked. But yeah, I mean, we have to protect the kids. Come on, Rich. Okay. So I did this interview with Jeremy the Quartering the other day.
Oh boy. Yes, you did.
I did. And I want to ask a couple things about that. The first one, though, that's sort of outside of that is I walked away from that conversation really kind of fascinated because the Jeremy that was on that video or that interview we did earlier this week or whenever it was seemed like a lot of people say, oh, Jeremy's playing a character. And I asked him point blank. He said he's not. But what is he going to say? But it's like he doesn't really believe necessarily all this stuff he says. It's a job. It's like, hey, I'm running the National Enquirer. What do you want me to do? Right. But you, and maybe this is wrong, but you seem to be much more of and this is not a knock against Jeremy or a pro for Jeremy, but your take is very different, it seems. When I watch you, it seems like I'm getting a much more authentic human on the other side of the screen. I mean, is that, would you agree that that's an accurate assessment of sort of your YouTube persona, that kind of what you see is what you are walking around, or there's a delineation that you make when you turn off the camera?
No, I'm pretty much the same guy. I'm a flawed jackass. I mean, obviously I make a persona to be entertaining, it's not like I'm going to just sit there and stare at the screen, but I try to be me, even when I make mistakes, I try to own up to them because I think people want to like, hey, this guy fucks up just like I do. He's not holier than thou, So that's what I do.
Okay.
So I try to be, because I think that's what people would want, for at least for me, is someone that's relatable, that they see that isn't infallible, that, kind of, in a way, this is going to sound stupid. It sounds like someone else on your show said, kind of represents the everyman, like I'm not I'm not better because I'm not better than anybody,
Right. Okay. So a lot of the stuff you do, now listen to me. This is going to come off. It's not a disrespectful question because I don't think I take mental health very seriously, and I don't think there's any shame. I just told you I was on antidepressants, right? So I'm not like,
so am I. So,
right. It's not a gotcha or anything. But when I do watch your stuff, and I kind of preparing for this, kind of look back over a while, like there was one point where you. There were some things that popped to me, and maybe this is like, no, Jaffe, you're reading it wrong. Totally fine. I don't mind being wrong. I'm just curious. But there was a weight loss moment where you were clearly kind of dropping some weight. There was a time you talked about, did you say you wanted to start singing? Like, or do something commercial? There was something it wasn't
voiceover work.
Voiceover work. And then there's just all of the, so it's kind of self-deprecation stuff that you do. And I stand back and I go, I like Rich. I like his content. He seems like a good guy. He seems like a good dad, other than leaving the kids come on, Rich, in the grocery store. But that they weren't your kids, so fuck them. But you
have a good note. Pause though. I'm gonna actually give you credit. You have a good point. It was kind of like I knew I needed to call.
I know. I'm just messing with you at this point.
No, you're right though, because but I didn't think what I thought of. I also wanted to not be a part. Like I knew they were on their way. I didn't want to be like seen as part of it and get into any BS.
Sure, there are a few. I do have a point, but there are a few things easier in this world than judging other people in situations that they weren't in. So, who knows?
I didn't even. But honestly, though, you're right. I should have thought of that, and I should have stayed out there. I didn't even think of that part.
No, I hear you. I hear you. So, but what I was going to say is, I look at all that, and I want to look at you, and I want to say, are you okay? Are you depressed? Are you struggling? Because it seems like maybe there's a little of that. Is that a fair assessment of you, or is it like, Jaffe, fuck you?
No, absolutely. That is a fair assessment. but even beyond the fact that I deal with anxiety and depression,
Mhm.
um, I think I've wanted to step beyond just doing the same kind of content on YouTube.
Yes.
And I was feeling safe. This is part of the reason why what just happened with me just happened. So I stayed, you know, because
Yes.
this, because
Yes.
this, and I'm like, man, I really want to produce music, man. I really want to like not take 3 weeks off because I'm not off, but film something like a crazy review that would take like 3 weeks to do and
Mhm.
upload it. But I was trapping myself in like, I gotta upload something every day. That's what people expect. And that's why it finally and that's why you would see these things where I would post a tweet and it wouldn't happen because it was like, you can't do that. Now you got to focus on what you got to do daily, you
Right.
know? And
So what
that,
was it then? Because recently you did make a break. You leapt off the cliff. You parted ways with your editor on great terms. People were like making drama out of it. It's everything I read was like, no,
annoying, yeah.
totally great terms. But you're like, look, I'm pivoting. I'm doing something else, which is the live streams. What occurred this time that made you say, yeah, I'm afraid, but I'm jumping. I can't be this anymore.
That I show speed video, which there was a time like in 2016, all that kind of content was my main focus.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is over. This is it. Like, I want to expand and try more creative things anyway. I'm focusing more on live streams anyway. That was just like the straw that broke the camel's back, and there was plenty of straw already on the camel's back for years.
Right.
It was on the brink.
But you didn't make a video of it. You're saying watching him get swatted was that moment for you.
I made my video when I was uploading talking about that situation got demonetized.
Oh, I understand. I understand. Okay.
And it between everything else that happened with like another thing too, it's not just about the yellow dot, like what happened with the whole Quantum TV situation.
I didn't follow any of that. I knew you had beef with some guy named Quantum TV. Is there a Cliff Notes version of that?
Yes, I will give you a 3-year story in 20 seconds.
Perfect.
Guy he's a TV calibrator and reviewer.
Okay.
Makes a terrible, nonsensical review of Elden Ring. People call him out for it. He tells them to kill themselves. I make a story on that. It would have stopped right there. Then we find out he's very homophobic, very bigoted. With evidence, all of this stuff is on his Twitter.
Yeah.
I live stream it, showing all of that stuff. I'm trying to cliff notes as much as possible.
No, it's good. I'm listening. I'm engaged. You're a good storyteller.
This guy has more lore than a Souls game.
Right.
So as I'm live streaming, showing his Twitter, because I don't go by screen caps. Screen caps to me for someone saying something on Twitter are worse shit.
Okay.
Because anyone can make a screen cap in 10 seconds and make it look like a real tweet.
Okay.
He was on his Twitter. His blog site, and some other social media, maybe Facebook. As I'm showing the terrible, he said he wanted to see the LGBTQ community Pulse nightclub, meaning shot dead, tweets. He had plenty of other stuff like that. But as I'm showing the terrible things that he said, he's deleting the stuff in real time.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And like, you can't get any more guilty.
Right.
Now, the Act Man made a few videos. I don't know if you know the Act Man on YouTube.
I don't.
Yeah, he's very popular. His channel's bigger than mine. He made videos also on Quantum TV, his terrible Elden Ring take. Let's bring this home. Long story short, Quantum T, like, he did a billion things that are TOS violating, also false copyright claims, you name it, across the board.
Okay.
Allegedly ban evading, even though that's been argued. I'll say allegedly, though. Absolutely nothing happens to Quantum TV. The Act Man, for exposing him for being bigoted, racist too. But Quantum TV's black and he's racist against black people. There's evidence of it.
Okay.
All of this stuff was proven to be linked to his social media. Quantum TV, nothing happens to him. The Act Man actually had his channel indefinitely demonetized. It's back. It's monetized now. And I got a strike for sexuality and bullying on my main channel.
And he got
that once, and he got nothing.
And YouTube is kind of notorious for not. It's not like you can call somebody, even at your level. I don't assume. Maybe you have a rep, but I mean, can you call someone and say what the fuck is going on?
Not really, as far as I don't know. Everyone always tells me like I have direct chat access to somebody. I've never used it.
Right. I mean,
so I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I fully expect, not because I think I've earned it, but yeah. I mean that's terrible. That's fucking. And so that I get why that would push you to say, what the fuck am I doing? Because you can't depend on it, right? You can't depend on your platform.
Yeah, and that to me was like such a slap in the face from YouTube in a way. Like I still feel that way now. I mean, there's been people who've done like Shane Dawson, the creepy stuff he said about kids is disgusting.
Yeah.
But he's done way less though as a whole, I would say, than Quantum TV has ever done. He got his channel definitely demonetized too. Like YouTube has been more draconian for less. So I still don't understand what the hell happened there, that the person who is, proven to have violated TOS in a billion different ways, gets away scot-free, and the people who exposed him for it, essentially, even though the Ackman went too hard in certain cases, that was part of the problem too. Nothing. We actually got punished for showing what someone's doing to violate TOS on a platform repeatedly. I was just like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, I mean, I have to. The only thing based on that makes any sense to me would be they would be like, behind closed doors, they're like, well, look, if we demonetize this guy, especially since he's deleting his tweets, we don't have proof, whatever, we're going to look really bad. But these guys, I don't know, but it does sound super unfair. There's no doubt. There's no doubt. And I get why you would be fed up. What are you going to say? Sorry.
I'm stoned and lost my train of thought.
Dude, I'm about to get stoned. I haven't gotten my dope yet, though. You're a very lucky man. So now I'm totally okay. So streaming. I want to talk about streaming. When I started streaming, and I have a very high engagement, as I know you do as well, with your audience. So it's not just like you're playing a game and every now and then you'll look over at chat. I mean, I loved it then. I love it now. The live thing, even though I can't, it becomes harder to monetize for me because I don't really have that audience of people who already know me that well. But the joy of it is so, it's just so exciting. But there's so much I had to learn. What are you finding are in order to make a good show, what are you finding that you're struggling with, or that you're surprised that you have to get good at after you've spent over a decade learning how to tell really good stories in this sort of edited form?
It's weird that doing it in the edited form, it's not different. If anything, it helped me with storytelling in live streaming. It kind of helped me with pacing, and I just kind of just turn on the camera and go, I mean, I'll think like, okay, we should watch this tonight. We should discuss this tonight. But there's just sometimes I'm just like, I feel like when I turn on the camera, it's just like I have this piece of clay in front of me that I can shape whatever way I want to. And that's how YouTube used to feel.
Right.
And, and that's what I like about live streaming, and that's why I'm focusing on it.
Are you doing it every day now? Every night you'll do it?
I've been pretty much already doing that for a while. I occasionally skip a night or here and there, but mostly every night I stream.
I heard you say something that back at your video peak, you were getting 30,000 subs a day.
Yes.
What in the fuck caused
30,000 a month? 30,000.
Okay. I mean, what was the secret sauce then? What do you think it was?
No, I don't know.
Right.
YouTube, and look, if I was still focusing on making daily videos, who knows? There would be some story where it would happen again. You have no idea. YouTube is a fickle beast that you don't know how the algorithm works. They don't want you to know how it works because they don't want you to game the system, even though people figure it out anyway.
Right.
I don't know. It just like especially with gaming news, it just happens that there's the right story at the right time. Like in 2018, it was Diablo Immortal. 2020 it was like Shane Dawson and Miss Dr. Disrespect and stuff. Like you don't, it just, and then you could go for, there was a time almost 2 years, you guys know, were in my chat where I was at 970,000 subs and stayed there. You know, it just is like crickets were chirping, no one was
right.
home. So I don't know. Like, that's the thing. I don't have any kind of formula as to what works and what doesn't. If I did, I would have 100 million subs, you know?
Do you get recognized when you go out a lot?
Enough.
What is that like?
It's weird. Every single time I've met someone, I have not, minus at a convention, I have not had an unpleasant experience. Like, people have always been like, hey, how are you? They maybe want a picture, they shake my hand, and that's it. And they don't try to like take over my day, which is awesome. The only experience I had that was bad, Juan, I was stuck at like 998,000 subs for 2 years. It was ridiculous. But anyway, I was at a con in 2016 with my ex-fiance, and there was a dude there that was literally like an inch, like I'm here, this was him, and he was bigger than me, and he smelled like Doritos and Taint, and wouldn't go anywhere. He would just continue to walk around and follow us. So what happened? Did you ever say anything, or you were just dealt with it? We just had to dealt with it and dodged him. We finally learned how to dodge him. Okay, but that was it. But every other experience
has been really good. Okay. Yeah. What about, I was watching one of your live streams, and honestly, this one was, I guess somebody made a video on it, which is how it came to me. And I don't want to ask about, like I said, I think you're clearly a loving dad and all that. I don't want to ask about your kids, but there's a lady who comes in, and it was really fascinating. Some lady comes in and talks about your kids need to be asleep or putting your kids to bed or something like that. This was recently. And you're like, well, I'm doing the live stream and I can't, do you know what I'm talking about?
Is this a video that's on YouTube that you see?
Yes. Would you like me to play it for you? The audio anyway?
Is it reviewed China, USA?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a crock of shit. He was saying that was my wife and I was being abusive to my wife. That's the same guy who actually admitted with the super chat before he went out and lost his mind again. That he paid someone like on Fiverr to read a woman to read a script saying that we worked at a job together and I sexually assaulted her.
Are you shitting me?
Shit you not.
So wait, did this woman even come into the room, or she wasn't real? That was a script too.
No, that was, you want to know the secret? I own a two family home. My parents are on one side, I'm on the other.
That was your mom.
And that was my mom.
Okay.
And I was just telling him, streaming, go to bed, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, he's being abusive to his wife."
Yeah, it says Review Tech USA's ex-wife joined the live stream, letting him know that he's a deadbeat dad that doesn't look after his kids. I mean,
Yeah, that guy literally admitted with the super chat that, I paid someone to read that script.
Amazing. What a dick. No offense to the dick, but come on, don't be a dick.
Yeah, he's a fucking loser.
What were you hoping to get out of going into the mall and shouting about the quartering? I wouldn't have had the guts to do it. I wouldn't have had them.
Absolutely nothing, except it was a joke. There was like 10 people in the food court.
Right.
That's all it was.
Okay.
So a lot of people took that as like serious, like I screamed fire at a movie theater. Like, that's it.
Yeah, what did you do? You just went in there and said something about the quartering, right? To a bunch of food court people who were like, what's that?
Quartering is a giant pussy. And
right.
I will say, though, a bunch of mall security guards surrounded me after that and asked me what the hell I was doing.
And what did you say?
I just said I just had to, proclaim something, and that's it. I'm done. And they just let me go away.
Okay.
That was it.
Fair enough. Hey, let's talk a little bit about the quartering. Do you think, some people have accused me from that interview, they're like, you were too soft on the quartering. And I was like, well, I don't, after the fact, people started sending me things and saying, well, why didn't you ask him about this? And I'm like, oh, okay, that's very transphobic. I didn't see that when I was researching.
Yeah, today. He dead names people too.
Yeah. See, I wish I would go back and say, I think people wanted me to just like lay into him. I don't think I would have done that. I would have still been nice, but I would have said, I wanted to know about that stuff. I guess I was bamboozled because I didn't have that particular research. But do you think he was kind of not being genuine then with what he was presenting?
Not. No, he does that. It's a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde thing. And I did say too in my stream, like if you went in there with your fangs out, it would have been a dead interview. So that wasn't, yeah, you were fine. But yeah, he was definitely, that's what he does. He kind of like does what Tim Pool does, where he tiptoes around how he really feels so he could be in line on YouTube and still be TOS. Okay. But then he becomes Mr. Hyde, like on Twitter, where he'll dead name Keffels and he'll put out a whole bunch. There's like so many receipts that you could find on the internet about him, about absolutely terrible, horrible takes that he has in the recent ones. And then what he'll do is nuke his Twitter in the morning, or have his, beautiful assistant nuke his Twitter. So
do you think he genuinely is a guy who believes those things, or do you think he is making money and he's a character?
I don't know what he believes, but it doesn't really matter what he believes. He's putting out a very toxic message.
Right. I
think he believes money is green and that's all he cares about, but it doesn't matter. He's still putting out a very hateful message that's dangerous, to be quite frank with you.
Yeah, that was a real tough one for me to see those people pushing back, because obviously I'm very supportive and protective, as much as I can be, not to be presumptuous, of the LGBT community, given I have a number of family members that are in that. And I felt bad that I didn't have that data, and that was my fault, and I apologize. But even like today, he tweeted out this woman who said, you should follow this lady. And I watched the thing, and again, I'm not like trying to rip the quartering behind his back. I would love to have him back on one day to ask about these things that I have the data on. And I was just like, it's some woman who's going on about the FBI raid at Mar-a-Lago and all this stuff. And I'm like, I mean, did you watch any of the committee hearings or no?
I've watched some, a little bit. Yeah.
I mean, I think you're a liberal guy. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But what do you think is so challenging for not Republicans, but Trump Republicans when it comes to, it's like, these are Republicans, these are Republican officials, these are Democrats. All of these people are coming out and giving you this evidence of what this guy did. And it's like, why do you think there's not any ability to get through to some of these people and say, we're not supporting Biden, we're not supporting Clinton, we're not saying our guys are great, they're probably crooks too. But
I don't understand it. I would want to hold, like, I said this, I think literally just yesterday. Maybe I was even referring to you, because I think you said this on Twitter. I like, say, for example, I would have voted for Bernie Sanders if he got the nomination. Okay?
Right. Which he probably would have if it wasn't for, the DNC, but whatever.
Yeah, that was rigged too.
Yeah.
All politicians are corrupt.
Yeah.
But if he was found to do the same stuff that Trump did, I would be like, fuck Bernie Sanders.
Right.
Like, he's someone I would want to be an elected official. I'm not in his cult. That's the problem with what scares me about Trump Republicans, is that he's like a deity. Like, he pisses wine and could walk on water. Like, let him be accountable like any other politician. And other politicians should have been. Bush should have been held accountable for
war crimes. Absolutely.
Clinton needs to be dug into more about what the hell he was doing with Jeffrey Epstein. Okay. Mm-hmm. He wasn't doing 20-something business flights.
No, to that fucking island. No.
Yeah, give me a fucking break, okay? Don't care what letter's next to your name when it comes to political affiliation. But if we're somewhere like, what is this like? They're literally, you have like Steve Crowder and all these other people insinuating civil war and just saying, like, because he was the president, he should be above the law.
Yeah.
Fuck anybody who thinks that way.
The only thing I can think, because I really do, I don't have any, there are very few people I have hatred for, and it's certainly not Trump Republicans. Even though I don't agree with them and find their politics very disturbing. But I'm sure they would say the same about me. But I wonder, I did some research because I was like, everybody's like, oh, well, it's because they're in a cult. And I'm like, so I was just started looking up, like, why do people get sucked into cults? And one of the things that kept coming up was there's a sense of community and belonging, and it reduces sort of this anxiety they have about their lives. And I do think Hillary Clinton kind of exposed something really nasty at the heart of a lot of so-called Democrats when she called a lot of these people baskets of deplorables, right? Because I know that wasn't necessarily what she was going for, but I do wonder if we would be better off maybe if a lot of these folks on the left didn't make the Trump people, before they became Trump people, before they became the Tea Party, feel so stupid and unworthy all the time. Like maybe they're just like, look, maybe he is a piece of shit, but he's the only guy that's ever actually listened to us, even though it's a grift. Trump wouldn't go near these people if he wasn't going to get anything out of them, but at least someone's listening to him.
You nailed exactly what I was about to say. Trump was the wild card where people were like, all right, I know, even if they knew his past, they were like, it at least seems like he's not the establishment, where Hillary Clinton's just another establishment politician.
Right.
So fuck it. I'm going to vote for him. And then when you have, a lot of these people are frustrated, they feel hopeless. And then there's this guy there who's spray tanned and gassing you up and making you feel great, even if he's doing nothing behind the scenes. And then you just become to believe something that's not even there. That's pretty much what a cult is. And they just believe what they were gassed up to believe, even if the person's not delivering.
And I don't know what it's going to take to pull him out, because if he gets indicted, if he goes to jail, which he might, I wonder what'll happen. What do you think that'll be the straw that breaks that camel's back? Or do you think cooler heads will prevail?
I don't know. I already see right-wing political commentators already either insinuating or straight out saying this could be civil war. I don't know. I would like to give a safe answer and say like, nah, probably not, but I don't know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, none of us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. I was curious. What's with the chickens? Do you actually own them? You have real live chickens that you put on?
I do not have real birds. There is Zeb Carlson. Shout out to him. He's a subscriber and a member. He was like, hey man, he has a farm or something like that, and he has birds. And what it really was is I was just stoned out of my mind, and I just started saying, what happens if do the birds ever peck corn out of your ass?
The birds ever peck corn? And what did he say?
And he's just, I don't know. And because I was stoned. So this is how the story goes. And the next thing you know, I found a replica chicken in my kitchen. Have no idea where it came from. That's Carlos right here. And now I have birds.
Okay, wait a minute. First off, someone broke into your house and put a chicken there?
I don't know. Maybe the chicken fairy came, but there was this bird.
Is it ticking?
Bird. No, it's not a real bird. It's just
I thought it might be a bomb.
No, it kind of looks like a bomb. I had to glue a leg back on, and that was it. And then just birds are here. I think there probably may be more to the story, but I was very stoned at the time, so that's all.
Okay, but all the other birds you've procured under your own steam, correct? Or those have appeared as well?
Well, a fan sent this one, which for some reason, I literally lightly brushed the bottom, and the bottom of it exploded, but it still stands up. I have no idea what happened with that. And this is just a big cock that I bought. Understood.
Well, sometimes that's what it takes. Do you eat meat? Do you eat chicken?
Yes.
Yeah, I can't do it. They're creepy little things. Fish and chicken are weird, man. But we're supposed to eat them. I think we are supposed to eat them. I think it's totally natural.
And I'm a weird guy with that. Like, I'll have an Impossible Burger one day, and then I'll have a chicken burger the next. And I'm not I'm all over the place.
Right.
I'm not vegan, and I'm also not all about meat.
Understood. Okay. Do you like to have sexy time with men or women or both?
Women.
Okay. Who is the most attractive woman, like celebrity level, that if you could snap your fingers and have a date with her, who would it be?
Oh, Jesus. I'm going to have to name three. There is Anna Schlumsky. She was in the movie My Girl.
That kid, what was she in now? She was I know, but she was just in something she got a nomination for. She was really good in it too. I know who you're talking about. She was in a Hulu movie, and she played I know exactly who you're talking about. Okay, keep going.
Oh God, and I forgot about. Okay, I'm gonna have to put Kate Upton in there. Fine.
Kate Upton. Okay.
and one has to go. Natalie Portman. Natalie Portman. Those three.
Those would be the three. Fair enough. All right. Just curious. Oh, well, somebody likes that. Somebody just subscribed because they're like, Rich like the ladies I like.
All the women everyone's mentioning right now are beautiful, but come on, man. He's asking me stoned to go for like 3.
Yeah, no, I was just curious. I was just curious. Are there any videos you've made that you regret?
Of course.
What do you think the number one thing is you're like, oh, I wish I wouldn't have made that video?
One of the videos was, and I'm sure guys remind me because I'm sure there's some I'm forgetting here, and it's not that I'm looking to sweep them under the rug. I made a video when I had like a business dealing with another YouTuber, Big Cheese, and it was like we had a fallout and we made it totally public, which is the absolute worst thing you could do. Regret that one. There was another one that it wasn't on YouTube. It was a Twitter live stream, or what was the live streaming before they just called it live streaming on Twitter? Periscope.
Oh, right.
I snapped and I used a homophobic slur against a troll. I apologized for it an hour later, but it happened. It's a thing I have to own up to.
Yeah.
So there's 2 of them.
Well, we're roughly the same. I mean, I'm a little older than you. How old are you now?
41.
All right, I'm 51. So, I mean, we're roughly the same generation in that word, like if you're using the F word, that was just sort of weak.
Normal.
Yeah, I mean, I don't say it, of course, anymore, but it did take some time because that was so ingrained that, and what it took for me was because I have a gay brother and realizing how painful that must have been. Because, I mean, he knew when he was 10, 11, 12, 15. It's not like he, that we would just throw the F word around and it would mean something negative. When you realize that, it's like you can't do it anymore,
Yeah, it changes, and that's, society changes and times change and words and it shouldn't be okay, that word. It's even weird though. Like there were jobs I worked at where there were gay men that worked there that would call each other that word.
That's kind of different though, right? I mean, that's their thing.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but they wouldn't do that now either. So it's just that times change and people realize how hurtful a word can be, and it's not just okay anymore.
Right. Understood. You're on Cameo now. What's that like? You get a lot of people asking?
Yeah, I do. I get a decent amount of cameos, and it's actually fun.
I've thought of doing it. I'm much tinier, but a guy tinier than me does it, and I'm like, I don't mean size wise, but and I was just like, that seems like you got to be big like Rich to do something like that, to have the balls to go out and say, you're going to want me to, you want to pay for a video of me wishing you happy birthday. But I guess, like, was that just an easy thing, or did you feel like,
well, I'm just straightforward with it. I'm like, you want me to say stupid shit? It's a win-win. You pay me money, I say something stupid within reason.
Okay.
I had to turn some down. Someone wanted me to say a bunch of super racist shit. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Right.
There you go. Like, I'm just as straightforward. That's what it is. You want me to say something very custom?
I'll take your cash.
You get it. Boom.
What does Cameo take? 30%, or what is their take?
It's about that. Yeah.
It's about that. Okay.
But you know what though? I don't ask. I mean, there's some people asking like $500 on there. Give me a break, and they're not like, seriously.
Right.
But it's like a minute worth of work for $30.
Isn't that crazy?
And it's fun.
Yeah.
So that's that.
Do you struggle? Like, I would struggle with it because I go to some of these, because I one of my favorite things to do as I'm falling asleep is go to Cameo and just watch someone like, who's on it now, because I want to see what, and some people are really good at it. And some people are like, hey, your friend Fred told me that it's your birthday and you like Legos. And it's just like, I mean, do you struggle to make it genuine, or it just comes natural to you?
I just kind of, do the same thing I would do in a live stream.
Right.
And if someone, I'm just an idiot. So if they ask me to do something stupid with a bird, I'll do it,
Who would you pay for a cameo for you? Like if your friend were to get you one for a birthday, who would you want a cameo from? Even if they don't do it, like who would be the person, if they're alive, of course?
I would love if Dave Chappelle did a cameo.
Oh, that would be great. He'd probably say, fuck you. You're right, because I'm not going to give my comedy away for fucking $30, but he would probably be one of the ones that could get $3,500
Well, you could choose your pricing. I could, but I know I'm not worth more than that. So I wouldn't do more than 30, but some people are asking like 500, maybe even more, 1,000.
If Jeremy called you from the Quartering and said, I want you to make me a cameo that says, watch the Quartering, the best YouTube channel on YouTube, would you do it?
Sure. Why the fuck?
Can you imagine? Can you?
Well, you know what he said to me recently? Because I said to him, dude, you know, come on, because I came on and asked him questions when he was on the show with you, and I derped that instead of there were ways I could have done gotchas like he did to me, but I would still love to have a conversation with him. So he's like, you got to give money to a charity. Okay, I'm like, fine. The super chats will go to a charity. I even said that before you said it, and then he goes to me, so when I agreed to that, because he always moves the goalpost. That's what Jeremy does. He's like, if you lose, I want your YouTube play button.
Your what? Oh. Your what?
Yeah, he wanted my gold YouTube play button. When you hit 1 million subs. He's like,
okay.
I'm like, yeah, dude, sure. Here's the concession though. We'll meet up and I will shove it horizontally up your ass. I didn't say that to him, but I'll say that to him. Like, no, dude, give me that's just what he does. Like, we could go. There's plenty out there that you could find out.
Got it. Okay.
About Jeremy.
But you would do that cameo.
Yeah, just to be a dick.
Okay,
I would do
fair
it as facetious. I would do it. You would sense how facetious I was in it. Let's just put it that way.
I want to talk about Tommy Tallarico. Somebody told me you better talk about Tommy. Huh?
Absolutely.
Well, I consider Tommy a friend. I have played the Amico. I've been to their offices when they had offices. And people really came at me when I made a video recently because I was just like, look, Tommy, and he said this to me after the fact, he's like, he wasn't the guy to run a company. That's never what he's been good at. But that doesn't mean he was a scammer, at least, the idea that he did a bad job as a CEO, I think he would admit that. But I continue to struggle to see why people think that he intentionally fucked people out of their money. Because everything that people would lay at his feet, I'm like, yeah, but that's not really what happened. This is what happened. So people were like, one of the things they said was like, oh, they're not giving our money back for refunds. And Tommy's like, we are, but we literally have the CEO of the company. We've got 3 people working, and it's literally the CEO is the one who's filling out the envelopes and licking them and putting them in the post office. It's just we don't even have customer service anymore. They're 3 guys. So what's your take? Because people said, oh, you have to ask Rich about Tommy. And I'm not like, I'm going to defend Tommy. I mean, I'm curious why you don't see what I see. What have you seen that would make you think otherwise?
I've seen a guy who has, from the beginning, essentially lied about what. One sec,
Richard. I'm sorry. Sure. Yes. Is it? Yes, please. Thank you. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. It's all good.
Yeah. So keep going. Sorry, Tommy.
So essentially, like in the beginning with the Amico, I was trying to be as open-minded about it as possible because he was like, here's a cheap system. It's going to have family-friendly games. We're doing something a little different. Mm-hmm. But as time went on, there was plenty of more. When we started seeing games for it, the games just looked absolutely horrendous. Then the price kept on creeping up for a console that has a processor that comes from a 2015 cell phone. Tommy was also being very combative, almost, and he made like this cult of followers around this product that if you questioned anything with the product, even like just like what the fuck is going on with this thing, it's been delayed, why you have another Kickstarter, or not a Kickstarter, why are you getting crowdfunding when Tommy swore that there was never going to be crowdfunding. The multiple delays with the console, they would use the pandemic as an excuse, but there's other companies like Evercade and everyone releasing products during the same time period. Um, and one of the best people to have on about this that could fill in a lot of the blanks that I'm not putting in there right now is Pat, the NES Punk. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him.
No.
Uh, he's covered this way more extensively than I have.
Okay, maybe I will reach out. I mean, I was only curious because somebody said ask Rich about it. I mean, I've played it. I can tell you, I don't think that's ever coming out. I always tell everybody I know that, you know, go, because they're still selling them. I don't know if you'll get them, but go to the Intellivision site and buy those fucking games, because in 20 years they'll be a fucking collector's item. The Intellivision games for the system that never shipped. But I never got the sense, whether it was talking to Tommy, going down to Intellivision, playing the Amico, that, I mean, he was in love with this thing. It was his baby, and he had, one could argue, maybe even delusions of grandeur about,
absolutely,
you know, but it wasn't, I never got the sense it was sinister. I just got the sense he was in over his head, and they probably should have hired a CEO that had that experience from the beginning and let Tommy stick with the creative and the public facing aspect of the company. But, you know, hindsight and all that shit.
I think in the beginning, even though they kind of showed, their Pat and Ian put out a video yesterday, where it kind of shows their strategy with the Amico, and there was an exit strategy where they were saying they were going to look to try to sell it to Apple or Facebook or Disney. I still think that the Amico started, and it was a product with noble intentions, even though I kind of question that now too, but turned into a scam later on when it was so piss poor mismanaged.
Gotcha. Okay, fair enough. All right. I want to start bringing some calls in. I was hoping Madope would be here, but Madope's not here yet, which I don't like. But maybe she's having a hard time getting it. I don't fucking know what she's doing, but she's amazing. Okay. Let's do this. Okay. So I'm going to go get a Diet Coke.
Go ahead.
Are you going to sit?
It's still early. Yeah. I'm good. I'm cool, man.
Okay. Talk to the chat, Richard. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
I'll talk to both chats.
Yeah.
I've just been in my chat like a clown. Let me go to.
I'll be back in like 2 minutes with a Diet Coke, and we will start taking calls and super chats.
Holy shit. They're missing a lot of chats here. Okay. Rich stole 200. Give back 200. Oh, there's trolls here. I love it. I love it. Hi, trolls. How are you? Oh, let me look at my chats, too. I had some chats in here, too. Sorry, guys. Oh, look, YouTube's not showing any of my fucking super chats. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you. Well, I'll scroll through the chat, and hopefully they're there. I'm seeing some. Yeah, I'm trying to. All right, the gaming for January 6th was like when Al Qaeda tried to take down the World Trade Center with a car bomb. Next time they're going to come back with. Yeah, that's a good point. They're going to this. Maybe that was the practice run,
the trial run. Yeah.
Yeah. I hope they don't throw me in jail. I still got steaks to. I got delicious steaks to sell. I am Donald Trump.
That's right.
What about Jennifer Tilly? Yeah, she's like a few years younger than my mom, but yeah, she's still hot, which is kind of creepy. But she's.
You see her in Chucky? You watch the Chucky series, do you?
I haven't seen the newer one.
It's good.
I see her on Twitter, and she still looks good for her age, man.
Mm-hmm. And she's in that. She's in that show, and she looks good in that show.
This is the official talk chat. Yes, I'm trying to catch up, Jack of Flames. And Dylan Bacon coming through with the cucumbers and bacon. So I will take calls now and probably get asked interesting questions.
Well, I got the first super chat. Let me make sure. Let me get some of these super chats first. We have Stoner Joe Productions. Hello, buddy. Stoner Joe. And I guess we'll go back and forth. If you've got guys in your chat, they want to ask questions. Yeah. He says, what's her name has a murder kink? I don't know what that means, but thank you for the super chat, sir. Review China USA is in our chat.
Yes, I read his.
He says, ask him about the $200 he stole. And then someone named Rockman Zero Dash has super chatted. Thank you, buddy. Rich stole $200. And then review chat.
That was a big cheese thing. I just talked about that.
That you stole. Okay, so you wait. Oh, where you guys did it personally. You should have done it privately, and you had the big thing. Got it. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Me and him both learned valuable lessons from that. Okay.
Bo Rock wants to say. Thank you, Bo Rock. Rich your shoulders. I don't know what that means.
That That's the DJ Salvatore Ganacci where he says try to relax your anus and also your shoulders.
Understood. Is your anus currently relaxed?
It's very relaxed right now.
Do you know when you die, you'll probably shit yourself and pee yourself? Like we don't consciously keep our poop in, but it's a subconscious body thing that when you totally all your muscles relax, it's going to come out.
Yes, you shit. Yeah, animals do. The cats do that too.
Eesh, Jesus Christ. Okay, any chats you want to take from yours, or do we want to start taking calls?
Oh, we can start taking calls. Yeah, no, I was at Walmart today. I'm now depressed, so it's nothing like that. So yes.
Oh. Somebody
take some calls.
Oh, so okay, understood. Well, don't go to Walmart. All right.
Walmart can be depressing.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. So are you need to put yourself? You're on our Discord, I think. Can you go into the call-in show channel?
Yes, I can.
Thank you all.
If I can figure it out, because I'm a fucking boomer. Where the hell is it? Let me see if I could find Jaffe, maybe.
Oh, it's Gabbin and Games. I think I can send you a link right now if you want.
I think I'm there. Yeah, send me a link on Twitter or whatever.
Yeah, it's coming right now. Un momento.
Can you tell David Chris say thanks for God of War? It's one of my favorites of all time, and I still play them to this day. Yeah, well, David, you know, I have a funny story for David about the original God of War. Even though I wasn't really playing that many games at the time, I tried God of War, and I had a real dick of a roommate. And the first boss when you're on the boat, what the fuck was it?
The Hydra.
The Hydra. He was stoned out of his face. I didn't take weed back then, so I wasn't. And it freaked him out, and he like ran away like a schoolgirl. That was I always remember that moment because he was freaked out from the Hydra and being stoned.
Well, first off, that's wonderful. Second off, to the person in your chat, on behalf of the whole team who made the games, thank you for that. It's very nice. Thanks for playing our games. Third thing is, I saw a tweet from Elon Musk last night that I loved, where he was retweeting this guy who said, he asked somebody, he says, why did you stop doing weed? And the response was, he said, I got so stoned one night that I was watching TV, but the audio was accidentally off, so I thought I was going deaf. And he spent 2 hours watching a movie thinking he had gone deaf, and he's like, okay, no more weed. Okay. I sent you the link in Twitter on your DM.
How many hundreds of milligrams did he take for that? That sounds like he was like Joey Diaz.
I've been so stoned only once before where I hallucinated, and people said that's not possible. You don't hallucinate on marijuana. And I went to the doctor, and the doctor said a copious amount. There is enough marijuana that if you take it, it will provoke hallucinations. So I was seeing cherubs flying around. Oh, while we're waiting for you to get in, I have to tell you. So you were talking about, I always like to bring this up. I don't get paid or anything. I'm not going to give you anything like that. But I've had two people.
I'm in the waiting room, by the way, just to let you know.
All right. I've had two people in my life who have gone through ketamine therapy, which is kind of growing. There are places in New York that have it, Los Angeles, San Diego, and anxiety, depression, it is incredibly quick. It is done through doctors. It is done. It's a real thing. It's not like going to find a shaman in Peru. It's if you're, because I know you mentioned anxiety.
Yes,
and so it's something you should look into if you're curious, because the two people in my life that have done it, it was like 2 sessions, and no one's ever cured. They have to go back probably every 6 to 8 weeks for an uptick, and that will get less and less over time. But it was staggering to see these people who had struggled and were on all kinds of medicines that they kind of worked, but they never fully worked, and suddenly this thing works for them. So I'm
holy shit.
Yeah. Okay. There's a company, that's not the one that my friends use. I don't think we have one in San Diego, but I think it's called Field Trip. If you Google Field Trip, but just ask your doctor. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Okay. All right. So I'm going to bring, so Rob the mod has muted everybody. So I'm going to drag me and Rich into the same room, and we will bring on good sir. This is Spucks. Spucks, you are on with good sir Rich. What's up, buddy?
Hi, thank you so much for having me, Jaffe.
Thanks for coming.
Basically, I have a question for Review Tech USA.
Oh, wait, hang on a sec. You cannot hear him?
Nope.
Okay, hang on. We got to get Spucks. We got to get you figured out why he can't hear you. This was happening to Jeremy the other day too. Okay, so you know what it is? Are you should mute yourself in Zoom.
Okay, mute myself in Zoom.
And I will do the same. So our picture's still up, but our audio should only be now.
Muted there. Why is it coming out of different headphones? Hold on.
Okay.
I think I know what it is. Let me unmute for a second. I know what it is.
Okay.
Let me fix Discord. Come on. I hear it coming out of a different set of headphones. Voice and video.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
It's not even. Hold on. USB audio device. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes, there we go. There we go.
Okay, you're a little. I am curious why you're a little echoey, but it'll work for now. So let's go. Spunks, what's up?
Hi, Rich. I just have a question for you. I've been a long-time viewer since 2015, I believe, back when we did gameplay videos. And yeah, basically, my question is, why do you pander to progressives / people on the left? As a long-time fan, well, I'm not really a fan anymore, but as someone that's been watching your content since 2015 and been watching your streams and been supporting you with super chats, I just find it kind of annoying that you so heavily skew to the left and support professional victims like Keffels, who literally gives treatment to. Yeah.
Literally gives treatment to. I know what you were going to say. That she's a groomer. No, I don't pander to the left. Those are my political viewpoints. Those always have been my political viewpoints. A lot of people misconstrued how I looked at people like Anita Sarkeesian in a negative light as me being based or right-leaning, but that was never the case.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely just my question. And then also with the Ahmed stuff, I'm not to get into the whole drama of because it's over now, but the idea of just saying that, oh, well, he's never going to get the monetization back, or there's an insider a sympathizer that like sympathizes with Quantum TV, which I just thought was ridiculous for a billion-dollar company like Google to just didn't make a lot of sense. But with that being said, man, I don't want to take up too much time.
No, I want to ask you a question, Spucks. Hang on a second, though.
Yeah.
But Rich, I got to get rid of that echo for you. I'm trying to figure out where that's coming from. So I am currently, I hear an echo even in my headphones, like someone's playing.
Yeah, I'm not hearing echo at all. Mine anyway.
I'm getting a little bit of echo.
You are as well, Rob. Okay.
But I'm muted, so it's not me.
I mean, I've got mute. Yeah, I have muted Zoom. Zoom is muted for me.
Let me mute Zoom. How's that now? Is that
yes?
better?
That's much better. Cool.
Okay, I'm an idiot. That was all on me.
All right, no worries. Okay, so Spucks, talk to me. I know who you're talking about. This person. What did you say her name was? The woman who was just arrested. That was the woman who was just arrested, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what is this evidence that you have to suggest that she grooms kids? Because I've seen that in a couple of places. I think Jeremy tweeted that. Where is that coming from?
Well, I don't have a source.
There's no evidence. No, she's not. She's
I don't
not
have a
grooming
source.
kids.
You don't have a source, but you're accusing someone of.
It's not moral to give. Okay, I'll let you continue.
No, go. I'm trying to understand what you're.
No, I was gonna say it's like it's not. Do you think it's right to give kids hormone pills and treatment? Like kids can't. I have the mindset of kids can't decide for themselves.
Okay, but wait. Okay, but wait.
Okay.
Well, kids cannot decide for themselves if they want to be trans or not. Nor can adults. It's not something they decide. But that said, though, can you imagine waking up and saying, you know what, I'll be one of the most marginalized people on the planet that gets hate crime. What a good decision. But that said, Spucks, I'm not even worried about that right now. I'm more concerned by you're going around claiming a person is grooming children, but you have no evidence of that, correct?
I never said once that she was grooming people.
Yes, you did.
I literally said.
I can play it back. Would you like me to roll it back?
No, I probably did. I'll just say this. That's what I feel, and
no. What you feel is fine. I don't agree. I don't agree with your. I want to get to that maybe, but I want to start with the main thing. You don't have any problem calling in and accusing someone of doing something awful like pedophilia. That's what you're really saying, correct?
No, not at all. That's terrible to say.
But you did it.
Well,
no, I didn't. I said, okay.
What do you mean?
No, I didn't. That's not what I implied.
You didn't have to imply it. You literally said it.
It's not right. Let me rephrase because I am a little nervous to be on here right now.
No worries. Okay. What is your, I don't care about your opinion on trans people. I care about, do you think this person that Rich was defending in one of his videos or streams, do you have evidence to suggest that person grooms children?
Of course.
There's plenty of evidence on that. I'd have to do the research. But I have heard things. Yeah.
Why would you come in here and say that and not have that research ready?
Because I didn't prepare for this. I didn't know if I was going to get on or not.
All right, well, I'll tell you what. If you call back with your research. We'll be on for a little bit. Call us back with the research. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
You're welcome. I'll get Keffels on too. So.
I would love to talk to. Have you ever spoken with her?
Yeah, I spoke with her. She was actually on a stream of mine.
I would love to talk to her. I would love to talk to her.
Yeah, I could DM her for you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, man. All right. This is an individual who goes by the name of Lil Addie of the Connecticut Addies. They're a very good family. Thank you for being with us. Thanks for calling. What's up, bud? You're on with Rich.
Hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, cool. I was just wondering, Rich, there was a video out there showing indisputable evidence that you have gastric bypass surgery. I think that video is deleted now, so I was wondering, why are you still denying that you have gastric bypass surgery?
Never had gastric bypass surgery. I would take a lie detector test to prove that I didn't.
Why is there indisputable evidence that you have?
Can you provide the indisputable evidence?
Yeah, provide the.
There's a doctor's witness, Rich. Please stop denying it. You're making a lot of people upset about this. There's a doctor that went and messaged a prominent YouTuber. His channel doesn't exist anymore, and in there he admitted that he was giving you surgery. That's one. Second evidence.
Wait, so I have evidence of things that I can't show you, but I have evidence. Okay, Paul Joseph Watson, continue.
Wait. Okay, so one, we have a witness. One, we have an indisputable witness that gave you the surgery. Second, we have an Excel.
Wait. Stop. I'm sorry. I had to talk to somebody. I apologize. That's very rude.
I'm literally becoming slightly more retarded right now. But please continue.
See, I don't even use that word. I don't use the R word because it's the same reason as the F word. Because there's somebody out there who has a kid, you know. I mean, do what you want. I don't care. I mean, I care, but I don't do it. But anyway, the point is, I always want to say that because people, I don't normalize that word is what I would say to people watching. The point is, this guy calling says he has indisputable proof. Can you please send me the link right now, sir?
Yes, please. I'll wait. I'll take all the evidence you could. We'll show it here.
Yeah, sure.
Send it right now.
I'll play the video right now. Yeah, I'm gonna show it now.
Don't show it. I can't. I'm not streaming you. Send me a link on the Discord and I'll put it up.
I'll send you a link on the Discord of the video.
But you do realize that
But
you do realize that if I had the surgery, I wouldn't give a shit and I would just say it. Why would I try to hide it?
That's what we don't understand. Just admit it.
Well, maybe if you don't understand it, it's because what you're suggesting maybe isn't logical. Maybe that's why he's not admitting it because.
Well, why would I hide it?
Could you let me finish?
I can try.
One of the reasons could be I'm not in your head. All we know is that you're lying. Okay. One of the reasons could be that you want to say that you've authentically lost weight, that you didn't.
I think that is a stupid view. Yeah, authentically.
Jenny Craig. So what am I going to be, Jenny Craig? What the fuck?
Not really. You know why? Because
what a disrespectful. You are, but am I not allowed to fucking respond? What a disrespectful thing to say to people who are struggling.
Hire me, Jenny Craig. Hire me.
Who are struggling with weight. I'm a guy who struggles with his weight since the last couple of years. Let me tell you something. If I was big enough to get bypass surgery or gastric, I would, and I'd be happy about it. Don't fucking tell me that's inauthentic, bitch. Do you know how? Let me fucking finish. Do you know how many forces are pushed against people in this community, in this society.
I did not have the surgery. I would
when it
swear on my
comes
children.
to salt and fat and all kinds of lies the big food companies tell us, it doesn't mean it's not our responsibility. But don't fucking call it inauthentic, you bitch. That saves people's lives.
Would you be annoyed if someone faked like losing their weight authentically and instead had surgery?
I don't care.
Everyone that he had it authentically.
Why do you? Let me ask you a question. Why do you care so much? Are you a big guy, or have you lost weight and you feel that everyone needs to do it your way? Why do you give a fuck how he deals with his health?
I just don't
what
feel
would
like
I gain? What would I gain from lying about it?
Wait, let me respond.
What
to
would I
question
gain?
Well, you could have gained a YouTube reputation and to benefit your ego, probably. Because remember, back in 2015 or 2016, I forgot the day, when you said you were going to lose your weight within a year, and then you didn't do that.
Yeah.
And now,
It's fucking hard, bitch. It's fucking hard.
I know, and that's why he had gastric bypass surgery and says that he didn't.
Let me ask you one more question. Call back when you have the evidence. We'll watch the video, but listen to me.
Is there like a mark that would be on your body that, you know, as long as I'm not showing my asshole, that I could, like, I don't know. I didn't have the surgery, so let me know where it would be, and I can show you that it's not there. Like,
well, I haven't had the surgery neither, but we have witness statements that you've had it.
Witness statements.
What you say? The doctor that gave you surgery was lying.
Wow, this is amazing. Yes.
I guarantee you, a doctor who does surgery is not going to be talking to people about the surgeries they did on a patient.
Talking to trolls. So the doctor has no credibility. I swear, God strike me dead, and I swear on my fucking children.
What about the fact that there's an Excel document?
Ask
about this.
Oh, there's an Excel document. Watch out! There's an Excel document.
If this is all true, why are you like screaming false? Then why are you like screaming and making a big deal about it?
Because you're an idiot. Because you're a fucking idiot.
I'm not yelling. I'm trying to get at the bottom of this, and I really feel like it's
we're
not
done.
fair.
Rich has the final word.
If you're coming on, Paul Joseph Watson, with indisputable evidence, have the indisputable evidence ready, you putz.
Yes. Also,
why you're an asshole.
I'll send it to you.
Why do
you on Discord?
Absolutely, send it to me on Discord. I will be more than happy to show the audience.
Please,
last question, Little. Why do you sound so funny when you talk? How do you get your voice to sound that way?
Oh, come on.
It sounds like you're talking like this. What is that?
He has a finger up his ass.
Oh, all right. Call back, buddy. There he goes. Off into the night. You are now
call
on.
Back with the evidence.
Yeah, call back with the evidence. You are on with Sword Logic, Richard. Sword Logic is here in the chat just for you. What's up, Sword Logic?
Hi. How are you, Sword Logic?
I think he muted himself.
Sword Logic, are you there?
Hello?
TK421.
Hello?
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, Rich. I just wanted to say I've been a fan on and off since about 2014, and really appreciate your content, and I respect your decision to go live stream full time. And despite the fact I disagree politically on quite a few things, I think you're a really genuine guy, and you really help with my anxiety. Just listening to your content, it's really good for my headspace, especially since the pandemic and all that stuff. So I just wanted to let you know that I think you're a really cool guy, and it's nice to talk to you for a few minutes. Or seconds, rather.
You're welcome.
That's all I wanted to say.
And there's content still coming to that channel. It's just pivoting to something different. I'm glad you've been around for that long.
Oh yeah, definitely. When you're saying you want to do music and stuff, I'm excited because you make some good beats. So anything you do, I'll support it.
Thank you. I appreciate
Have a good one.
You too. Have a good one as well.
All right. Thanks, man. That's nice to hear. What a nice thing. Every now and then I'll hear that. Doesn't it just make... It's kind of cool, right?
I was waiting because I watched so many prank videos during my live streams.
Yeah.
Hey man, huge fan. I think you're a fat fuck. Your videos are terrible and you have a small dick. But let's continue.
Okay, somebody just sent me evidence. It's probably Rick Astley, but let me open it real quick.
Please open it.
Weight loss. That's ridiculous. Oh no! Look at this thumbnail. How do I put this? Okay, this is on my screen.
Can I go over? I'm looking on your live stream right now.
Weight loss surgery evidence exposed. That's so photoshopped, you moron. But let's just scrub through it real quick.
Yeah, you know what I think? I literally think they used the Wings of Redemption where he actually got it. Sure, let's watch it. I'll watch it right now.
I'm not watching a whole fucking 15-minute motherfucking thing. I want to see the evidence that this. Where's the evidence? What's the time code?
Let's see.
Look at this guy in the chat. Texas says exposed.
Look. That was what he put some random doctor's name, and that's the night I think I blocked that review China because I'm like, I don't want, if this is an actual doctor, I don't want this guy getting called and harassed. So that's when I blocked him again.
Oh God. Okay, fuck you. You're a moron. You're a fucking moron, dude.
That's their irrefutable. Because he lost as much weight as he would lose with the gastric bypass. Oh, please.
And this is why these fuckers believe anything the news tells them. Well, there's an Excel document there. You can't listen. You can make up a lot of shit. You can't make up an Excel document. Come on now, boy. You goddamn know he's irrefutable. Yeah. Irrefutable.
They're dry humping my pillows.
That's right. Okay, now we are now going to bring on the one, the only. Where'd he go? Here it is. Kaiden. Our good sir Kaiden has been waiting a long time to talk to you, Rich. Kaiden, you're on with Rich. Maybe. Kaiden?
Super low.
Are you there, Kaiden? All right, we'll keep you in there, figure out what's going on with you. In the meantime, we will bring on Pacific. Pacific, you're on with Richard.
Hey, hang on. I think I'm getting a bit of echo here. No, okay, never mind. Right, sorry. Hi, Rich.
What's going on?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Sorry, so I'm a little bit nervous here, but
it's all good, man. Don't worry.
I'm a fan of your content. I really like the older gameplay videos that you used to do a while back. I sometimes watch them sometimes. What are your thoughts on Paladins and Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild?
Paladins, I feel, is underrated. I actually like that better than Overwatch. I know that's like a mortal sin to say. Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, it's funny because after beating Elden Ring, now I have more motivation to go back and play that and try to beat that too.
Yeah, the only motivation I have for beating Breath of the Wild for me is that there's the second game coming out, and I'm just like, I will beat this game until before the sequel comes out. You know what I mean? And Paladins, like, I've been trying to find like a good first-person shooter with a sort of cartoony style like that.
Pacific.
Yeah.
This is boring.
Oh, sorry.
No. Don't pivot. I'm giving you a chance. Pivot. Get to something meaty. Get something good. You're talking to a lot of people. They don't give a fuck what you want to play. What do you want to really... Let me ask you this. Why does Rich connect with you? What is it about Rich that makes you go, I'm a fan of this guy?
Paladins is 60 FPS on the Switch, by the way. Continue, though.
So I think Paladins, I kind of really like the game.
Okay, I hung up. Sorry. I'm so sorry, Pacific. I literally gave you a shot. I gave you a shot. Call back if you have something to say. What's that? Kaiden, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, finally.
Good. You were on talking to Rich from Rich Tech USA.
Hello, Rich. Let me be a breath of fresh air in this ridiculous amount of potential talkers here. I just wanted to express my gratitude to you for inspiring me to build a PC way back from 2018 when you made that video about the Gaben Station build, if you recall that.
Oh, yes, I do.
Yeah, frankly, I didn't follow it exactly since I was a noob at the whole thing, and I just ended up buying new parts all over, except for the GPU, because this was 2018, this was in the height of the crypto mining craze, and there were no new GPUs.
Oh, Christ,
and yes, it works perfectly to this day. I still got a 1070.
Yeah,
I haven't upgraded.
You could still do 1080p gaming with the 1070 without question.
Yeah, that was my original goal. 1080p, 60 frames per second. I can barely sense 120, like anything past 60.
Hey, Kaiden, though? Kaiden?
Yeah.
What kind of monitor do you have?
Well, I have a G-Sync 1440p monitor right now.
That's a good, is that a high level quality monitor?
It's
yeah, I would say
around
so.
2K. Yeah, it's almost max.
I'm worried about, I guess I'm just a little worried about your screen, dude.
Oh no, I did turn on the GTX on and the 1440 hertz and stuff.
I know, but I think you must think you're talking to Leo Laporte. Is the image that bad?
The image?
Jesus, Kaiden, come on! Nobody gives a fuck about your goddamn graphics card. You know I love you, baby, but come on, give me something.
No, that's all. I just wanted to express my gratitude now when I
You're
have
welcome.
the opportunity.
Thank you.
Before
Thank
might
you.
quit
Thank you.
YouTube. Thank you.
Thank you, Kaiden. We love you, bud. He's a member. Look, I'm just like, come on, man. You gotta be interesting. I love Kaiden, but Jesus Christ, Kaiden. All right, this is Angel. You're on with Rich.
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly.
All right, Rich. So I used to be subscribed to your YouTube channel. The reason I unsubscribed was too much of the YouTube drama thing because I don't know who's, whatever.
It's all good. Hey, man, you're being honest, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, it was just too much, and I was like, "Who's who? What?" I didn't get who you were even talking about. It's not even that much of a big deal. But another thing I will say is, there's a question for both of you guys. What game are you looking forward to in 2022?
I guess I'm gonna have to go with God of War Ragnarok if I don't have a list in front of me right now. That's the first one that comes to my mind right now.
God of War?
Mm-hmm.
To me, it's Callisto.
Me too. Me too. I'm excited.
Callisto, God damn it. Yes, I would have said that first. See, that's what I'm saying.
I am very excited for that. Very excited for that
Only
game.
game I want.
My brain always freezes with it's like kind of like, what's your favorite band? Radiohead. And it's like, what's your album? What song? And I'm like, I have nothing there. Crickets, but they are. They're my favorite band. I love their music.
Yeah.
All right, man. Thanks for calling, Angel.
Yeah, Callisto all the way.
Yeah.
Love your show, Jaffe.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. Yeah, Callisto's great, man. It looks fucking fantastic. People keep saying I'm supposed to ask you about a guy who was masturbating on Twitter or something.
Darkside Phil.
Darkside Phil.
It's wrathy, man. He's loving that shit.
Why does he? Is he the one who's always asking me about Wings of Redemption and Darkside Phil? God damn! What do you know this guy?
I don't know.
No. Does Rich know this guy?
Who? Phil?
Yeah.
Yes, I know Phil. Phil he's a live streamer on YouTube. He's been around forever. And me and Phil have kind of a history.
Okay.
He's a fascinating subject. If you look up DSP gaming, if you ever have a night where you're just stoned with nothing to do, there's like it's like you go watch It's a Gundam's videos on DSP. It's like Scorsese caliber. Anyway,
oh wow, okay. Watch it.
What's amazing about him is that he just has no self-awareness. He's my age, and like he'll have too much pride to like do a podcast with Keemstar, but he's totally
Why is that? Isn't Keemstar a big guy? Why would he have pride? Why wouldn't he want to do a podcast with Keemstar?
Because he Keemstar's drama, Keemstar's toxic, Keemstar's this. He's too much pride for, but he doesn't have too much pride to literally beg his audience to give him tips instead of super chats so he could get groceries the next day. I shit you not.
A guy that big on YouTube can't afford groceries?
I'm telling you.
What's he spend his money on?
I don't. Apparently, allegedly, he has a gambling addiction.
Oh,
to
okay.
Gotcha games like WWE champions.
Okay.
Allegedly.
Okay.
Why I say allegedly is I won't look into that because someone went shady and broke into like his bank statements to find out.
God, what's wrong with these people? Are they just fucked? Go ahead. Sorry.
Here is the thing, and I'm gonna have to piss for a second.
Yeah, I'm trying to open my pod anyway. Yeah, go ahead.
The reason why people do it, as wrong as it is, and I don't condone it, is because he will literally sit there and be like, guys, we paid all the bills. I'm like an overdraft in my bank account. If you don't give me tips, I don't even know how I'm going to go grocery shopping tomorrow. What do you think that's going to conjure up if you talk about that stuff in your streams all the fucking time?
I don't know, religious people? Like, it sounds like a preacher on TV. Give me the money and I'll save your soul.
Yeah, it's going to do that because you're incentivizing people to give you pity donations, but it's also going to have people be like, where the fuck is this guy's money going? We see.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Okay, go pee.
I'm gonna go empty my hole.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, fellas, now shit's about to get real. I have dope, and I'm not a fucking moron. I understand you don't actually call it dope. It's charming. The colloquialism is charming, which makes me charming. It's not that I literally call it dope. We got a super chat coming in. Jaffe and Rich, thank you so much. Hold the truth hostage. Stronger than a gallon of whiskey, USA. Isn't that nice? I appreciate that, buddy. Sephiroth is super chatted. He says, this caller is a troll. Vitaphone says, Rich, just show your no surgery scars. Flashback says, ask Rich. I'll wait till he gets on. I'll ask Rich about the intro guy fart. Give me one moment for that. Porky's butthole. Come on, man. That's brilliant. You lick your mother's vagina with that mouth? Jesus. Okay, please pick Edge in Discord. I'm Rich's biggest fan. Okay, all right. I'm going to let Rob the mod tell me who I should pick next. Rob, when Rich comes back, who should we put on? Rob?
All right, put on, Rathy was in here, wasn't he?
Is Rathy still in here? Is he going to ask about that fucking guy again?
I kind of want him to.
Oh, God.
I don't know who he is. Put on Black Kelly.
Black Kelly?
Yeah.
All right, let's bring on Black Kelly. Black Kelly, this is Jaffe. Do you realize when Rich comes back from urinating, you are the first voice he's going to hear? What? Are you ready? Black Kelly.
Oh, Bacon's in here.
All right, well, Black Kelly, I'll put you back on mute. Let's bring on, oh, Jesus, Bacon Magma. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, where did he go? Where's Bacon? I don't see, oh, Merkin? Delta Gamer.
Yo, what's up with you, Jeffy?
How are you, man?
Doing okay. What about yourself?
Good. Okay, so Richard has finished urinating, and you were on with Richard. Go.
And I got, dude, and I don't even know what I got stoned and lost for a second. My apologies. Continue. What's up?
Is this Rich?
Yes, it is.
Yo, I got a question, man.
And I may have an answer. And Stelter.
You mentioned that you broke up with your fiance, right? And then this is around the time that intro guy needed ass surgery because he was bleeding in his butt, right? So, word on the street, your ex-fiance walked in on you banging intro guy, and that's the real reason why he needed butt surgery. And around the time that she broke up, he also went back to California, and y'all got back temporary. Now, I just want to know, is that true or not?
Absolutely. I was butt fucking intro guy every day.
That's why you got his fart sounds on the soundboard to remind you of that?
Yes. I was, I don't know if you'll hear, David Jaffe will hear it, but here's the, do you hear it?
Do it again, do it again, do it again, do it again.
All right. I'll do it again. This is an actual fart from his ass that I did not time stretch.
We can barely hear it.
We can barely hear it, but am I correct in saying that that's very long?
That is a long, loud fart, and I did nothing to it in post. That came out of his ass. So you have figured it out. This man has figured out that I was pounding intro guy in the ass.
Would that be a problem, Bacon Magma, for you?
No, I just want to know the truth. That's all I want to know, because intro guy went back to California. In case you didn't know, that's one of like the meccas for the LGBT people. No problem against that. And Rich got a weird obsession with cucumbers, cocks. You know, I'm like, is this dude in the closet or something?
No, I got a cucumber up my ass right now. It's like my emotional support cucumber. It's in my hole.
Yeah. Do you have evidence? Do you have evidence, Bacon Magma, like irrefutable evidence?
I got irrefutable evidence from this guy called Junk Media. That's what it is.
Okay. All right, buddy. Thanks for calling as always.
All right, no problem, man. Thank you for having me.
You got it, bud.
Welcome.
Okay, this is Legs Malloy calling. Legs Malloy, you're on with Good Sir Richard.
Rich, can you hear me?
Yes.
My man, I'm Michael Cortez, one of your mods, man. I'm so happy
Michael,
to see you.
what's good, dude? How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. I just want to tell you, I have dreams of you, DSP, David Jaffe, and Wings all having a conversation with each other.
Who the fuck? Let's just be clear. It's Jaffe, like Taffy.
Oh, okay.
Keep
Jaffe
going, though.
Like Taffy.
Keep going.
I think I've been calling you Jaffe, too, to be
Yeah,
honest.
it gets me tingly in the nether regions. Okay, keep going.
Okay, I think you guys would all have a fantastic discussion. Get Wings out of his ass. Put DSP in his place. Richard, you could be in the chicken costume with all the birds. And Mr. Jeffy, right? Is that how I say it? Oh,
sure.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. You can totally give your take like what you did when Froskerian was talking all of her bullshit during the G4 thing.
I would, dude, I think that would work. Why do you think that Keemstar wanted to do a podcast with him? But just Phil won't do anything like that. He's in his own little world. He just won't do it. He offered him $50,000.
Dude, David, you gotta watch this guy. This guy is absolutely insane. He's fucking hilarious. Seriously.
This is
man. I think
DSP?
he did a whole string of DSP and Wings for that matter.
Yeah, maybe
See,
I will.
Wings, I will give credit though. As much as he feeds the trolls, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut him off. I'm sorry. He's self-aware to a degree. The thing that makes Phil a treasure that people literally become obsessed with, like it's like a lore, is that the man has no self-awareness. He is 40 years old with negative self-awareness.
Wow, and that's not a character.
No, not a character in the slightest.
Holy shit, I see a picture of a person. Someone, Trippy Savage is here. Okay, thanks for calling, buddy. I appreciate it. We got a visual. We got a visual sighting of Trippy Savage, Richard.
Okay.
Let me bring him in. He wants to have his pie hole in the shot. Where'd he go? Trippy Savage, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right. You were on with Good Sir Rich. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, we love Rich. He's a genuine guy, and he always admits to his mistakes. He never he never bullshits around. Hey, we get a good laugh. He's the best night show host I've seen in a long time.
Thank you.
Is he better than Johnny Carson?
Well, Johnny Carson,
No.
he was a legend.
No.
He was a legend. So
why don't you
even a fucking near any of him?
Why don't you watch my show? Why is Rich's show the best show and my show's not?
this is the first time I've actually seen you, but I did subscribe. And
You goddamn right. You goddamn right. And I'm going to tell you something. You're the only one, sir, who has had the fucking balls to come on and show his face. Look at all these. Why do you think these other people don't even show their face? Do you think they're children? They're cowards? What's that about?
Well, you're dealing with trolls. I mean, Rich has got a lot of trolls. People just want to be dicks. They're not YouTube savvy. They don't have channels. They're not serious.
Let me ask you this question. You have a trucker hat, a white beard, and tattoos. Are you a right winger or a left winger?
I'm pretty much down the middle. If I don't have a left or a right leaning, I agree with some of this and some of that. I try and use my own common sense and make a rational decision for what I think's best for everybody.
I only ask.
That's how you should fucking be.
That's right. Wiki says, "Who cares, Jaffe?" I only ask because I'm sure you know this. You present as sort of the stereotypical far right guy, right? I've even gotten that since I've let the beard go. People think that, and I'm like, it's just a costume. And so I was just curious if the stereotype fits the man, but it clearly doesn't, which is great to hear. We need more free thinkers.
I like to ride my motorcycle and do my tattoos and all that good stuff. It's just you know, you can't judge other people if it's not my business what other people want to do.
Right.
I don't expect them to be in my bedroom in my life making my decisions. I don't do that to anybody else.
Understood. All right.
Yeah, I guess I look like a conservative too, because people thought I was a conservative for years. I lost a lot of a base because people thought like, wait, you're not conservative? I'm out of here. I don't know why. I guess I look conservative.
Trippy, did you let me ask you one question though, Trippy. Where were you on January 6th?
Oh, I was at work.
Good for you.
I'm putting windshields in cars.
Nice. You're doing the Lord's work, sir. All right. Thank you for calling, Trippy. I appreciate it, buddy.
Thank you so much.
Look at that. Puts himself on the screen. That's a real goddamn man right there. All right. Rich, you doing good on time? Can we take some more calls?
Yeah, I got some more time. We can take
All right. Here we go. This is somebody who likes to call himself, don't ask me why, Doom Deer. You are on with Rich, Doom Deer. What's up? Oh, Doom Deer. Where did your mother and I go wrong? Fine, you're back muted. Let's bring in Fireblade. God damn it. Fireblade, you're on with Jaffe and Rich. What's up?
Hello.
Hello.
I can actually get on here. I'm a big fan, and I love seeing your washboard abs on camera.
my giant keg of an ab, yes.
I have a question. How much do you know about speedrunning?
I don't know a lot. I remember I used to watch, rest in peace, Apollo Legend, and see about all the bullshit that went on in that community. He would call it out.
Speedrunning is awesome, man. I've been part of that community for like nearly a decade at this point. So I already have the gray hairs coming out of my head. So that makes me feel a little old.
Dude, don't worry, you'll grow them even quicker. I started having gray hair when I was like 20.
Don't remind me.
Hey, Fire.
Trust me, man. I don't want to put it in a bottle and breastfeed it to you, but speedrun is complicated.
Fire.
Yeah.
You know you're on a show with lots of people watching, right?
Yep.
Okay, I just want to make sure you realize that you're part of the entertainment and you're.
Trust me, I don't care. Make fun of me all you want.
I'm
probably the most autistic person this stream has ever heard.
You're the most what?
Get it going, buddy.
You're the most what?
I'm the most autistic person you've probably ever heard in your life.
I doubt that. Have you been diagnosed? Have you been diagnosed with that?
Oh man, I love seeing the birds on. I love seeing your massive.
You look at this. Yeah, I got a massive cock. It's beautiful.
Can you stroke your massive cock on camera?
Yes, of course.
The big one.
Family. This is the family-friendly one.
The family-friendly cock.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Steffi. I'm not ableist. I'm literally defending that. I don't like that. Shut up, Steffi. God damn it. Steffi's trying to. Okay, Fire.
The funny thing is, I'm high-functioning autistic, so I can make that joke.
You can make that joke, absolutely. And I think it's terrible how a lot of people treat autistic people. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, buddy.
Are we seeing your
I didn't mean to hang up on him. He didn't get the social cues because he's autistic, probably. And I was just like, okay,
probably.
I'm not. It's not an insult. It's not an insult. That's a challenge a lot of people on the spectrum have with reading social cues. It's not a mean thing.
I'll take one more call, then I'm going to hit the road because I got to eat dinner. Then I'm going to go live stream on my channel.
Gotcha. Okay, so let me rip through some super chats. Then people paid to talk to you.
Sure, of course.
All right. The Quartering's imaginary black friend wants you to say two bearded professional men. Also, hi, Rich. That's what he says. Jalapeno Milk says, does Rich think DSP spent $100,000 on WWE champions?
I don't know.
He doesn't know.
I don't know.
Can you and Rich please address low tier God? He likes to dox and copyright strike many YouTubers and very racist and misogynistic. This is from Mr. Nobody. Thanks for your super chat, sir.
Yeah, I want to cover him, but the problem is that he says a lot of terrible things that I don't know if I can actually cover on my channel. So that's and a lot of people ask me to cover Destiny too.
Sent SC comment on Rich's stream for him to read, says classy tech calibrations. Okay, I don't know if he's gotten it yet.
doctor would be sued for HIPAA laws and you have no scar on your stomach. Yeah, I don't know where it even would be, so I can't be like, here guys, I didn't have the surgery. So everyone, yeah, I did not have gastric bypass surgery. So
all right,
he's just a weirdo.
Which game will dominate the fall? God of War, the new Pokemon, or Modern Warfare 2? If you mean in sales, I mean, obviously Modern Warfare 2 or Pokemon. Yeah. Well, Modern Warfare because it's multi-platform, so I don't know. What do you think, Rich?
I think it would be Modern Warfare 2. I know that God of War Ragnarok's going to sell huge. But
it's going to be massive, and it's going to get probably much better reviews. Kumar Jenkins, thank you, buddy. He says, hello to you, Rich, the Lex Luthor clone. Okay, this is the last. Can I get this last final call, Rich, and we will let you go? Is that okay?
Yes. Yeah, no, it's fine.
All right, Edge, you're on with Rich. You're the last call of the day.
Oh, hey, Rich, you may know me as Porky's Butthole from your stream.
Yes! You have a King of the Hill picture, you right?
I am a big fan of you.
Thank you.
And I also love God of War, Mr. Jaffe.
Thank you very much on behalf of all of us who made it. Appreciate it.
Rich, I love to get stoned every night and watch your content. You have made me laugh during so many hard times. And just like you, I have depression, I have anxiety, and I am not well endowed.
Dude, we're all in the same boat.
Are you really not well endowed? Is that true, or you just? How big's your dick when it's big?
Mine is like 6 inches.
I've never measured mine, but I
got a button mushroom penis.
Is it really even when it's engorged?
No, I mean I've made children, so for Christ's sake.
Well, no, you can still use it, but I mean, is it really tiny?
Yeah, man. When it's a button mushroom, yes.
Okay, just curious. I don't know. I don't fucking know.
I never thought I'd be talking to the guy where I played God of War, and he was the mastermind behind that. That I'd be telling you about my small dick in 2022. But here we are.
Here we are. Welcome to the pandemic. All right. Thank you for the call, Edge. I appreciate it, man. Okay. Well, Rich, I'd love to get all these calls, but I know you got to go to your show.
Yeah.
Anytime you want to chat again, let me know. I so do appreciate your time. And,
man, this was a blast.
I'm glad.
I'll have you on again, too.
I would love it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. To all of Rich's people watching out there, thank you for putting up with my malarkey. And I'll stay on with my chat for a little bit. But, Rich, thanks for hanging out with us, man.
All right, guys. I'll be back like in a half an hour, guys. Have a good one. David, thank you so much for having me on.
Oh, of course. Of course. And there he goes. That is good, Sir Rich. Anybody who just wants to talk, I'll be on for another 20, 30 minutes. I'm going to take a small little break. Fuck you, Mr. K. Mr. K says, man, Jaffe was such a bad host today. Taking breaks. I didn't take a break. I went to get a Coke. Getting interrupted multiple times, hanging up on. Let me be clear with you about this, about hanging up on callers. I will always hang up on callers if they are boring. My job is not to take a phone call because they're my friend. My job is to take I'm not saying they're not, but my job is to take a phone call because the goal is to entertain the people who are watching the show. Why in the fuck would I keep people on that are not entertaining? I'm going to bring in RGG real quick. Hang on. RGG, Rich has gone away.
Hello.
But I am here. Would you like to speak with me, sir?
Hello.
Hello?
Yes. Of course.
What's going on?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you great.
Okay. First of all, I want to say that I am a big fan of the show.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Also, I have an issue with my speech, so my speech might be a little bit, how can I say this? Cutting itself. I'm sorry, I don't know what is the word.
Don't worry about it. Do you speak? How many languages do you speak?
I speak English, and I am from Greece.
So you speak 2 languages?
Yeah.
Well, you're smarter than me, sir. Never apologize for being smart. All right, go. What's up?
Sure. The one thing that I wanted to say to you for a very long time is that you are absolutely right, that Phil Spencer sucks. He really, really does suck.
He sucks at managing his first party. I don't think he sucks as a visionary leader of that department. I think he's amazing, but I think as a manager, that man is either got an ego that he can't allow, that he just won't sit down and face the truth, or somebody's got pictures. Because why the fuck he doesn't recognize that he is not running that division well, even if it's not his division, that he's not calling Matt Booty out and saying, what are you doing? I'm with you. I agree 100%.
Yeah, because for a very, very long time, I thought that Phil Spencer was doing things right. But when I saw your video when you said Phil Spencer sucks, that was the moment when I thought, okay, Phil Spencer is doing something that is not good here, that is not good for the company, that he's not managing, as you say.
Right.
And I want to thank you for that because you really opened my eyes on that subject.
Excellent. Cool, man. Thank you for that. Hey, do me a favor.
Thank you.
For 80s kids, which is me, can you just into your microphone and say, you look marvelous? No, just say it in English. You look marvelous.
You, sorry, I'm a bit, okay. You look marvelous.
Dude, that's Billy Crystal. I appreciate it, buddy. Thanks, man.
Okay, thank you, man.
This is Dark Fukas of the Alabama Fukas. Very good family, but they have some problems with their taxes. Dark Fukas, is it Dark Fukas? DeFukas? What's up, buddy? Are you there, pal? All right. What's going on?
Enough, actually, I'm from Alabama.
I am too.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I am too. Yeah, I can hear you great.
Oh, I'm just kind of vibing. Just dropped my edible. It was nice to see you and Rich chilling, man. It was. You guys have great chemistry, so thanks for the show.
Thank you for watching our show. I appreciate that.
Just wanted to ask you one question, though.
Yeah.
Fuck, I ain't gonna lie, I kind of forgot. You're totally fine to boot me off for being boring, but
I will.
I did just want to thank you for, God of War stuff. Not trying to kiss your ass. And
No, a lot of us made it, and
you do on Twitter for real. 'Cause,
Thanks, man.
You really speak your mind. You don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I don't, but I'll be honest with you though, and I always say this. People who watch the show a lot know this. It's easy not to give a fuck when you have a decent amount of money in the bank. So, and I don't mean I'm some super rich guy because I'm not, but it's easy to give a fuck when you can't get fired for giving a fuck and you can't get canceled. And not everybody, most people are not that fortunate and lucky. So on one hand, I say thank you for that because I like not giving a fuck and I probably wouldn't anyway. But on the other hand, I do want to make it clear that it's a privilege that I'm very aware of that I have that not everyone does. All right. Thanks, buddy.
I respect that too. That actually adds even more respect because you do acknowledge it. You have the awareness. Oh, of course. You take care, Jeffy.
All right, man. Thank you, bud. There goes DeFukas. All right, we're gonna bring in Brunnock. Hello, is this Brunnock?
Sounds like a Star Wars character.
It does.
Hi, it's Bruno actually.
No. It's Brunnock.
Okay, so it's Bruno now, I guess.
What's up, buddy?
I'll just how you doing, Jeffy?
Good.
So yeah, I had a whole bit planned with Rich and you. I wanted you guys to riff a little bit on Elden Ring, but I guess I'm gonna just change it because well, the first callers, I wanted to know your opinion about what does it say about the world that people feel comfortable doing that, and they feel actually they might feel even emboldened, I'd say, to call someone and say you had gastric bypass surgery and there's undeniable proof.
Well, there's two possibilities, right? There's the possibility that they're just trolling, which is probably 70% of it. In which case, what are you going to do? You use them the best you can to make them entertaining, to entertain the audience. The 30% that are serious about it, I have sympathy for, because they're really kind of caught in this, what's the word? They're kind of caught in this media manipulated fantasy that, like, even if you talk to Jeremy, talking to Jeremy from the Quartering yesterday or the other day was interesting because he said he doesn't carry any of this shit with him. He's like, I guess he records downstairs. So he says, when I turn off the camera and go up, I'm with my wife. I'm not even thinking about the internet, right? But to some people, they really believe a lot of this horse shit. Not in terms of what I'm saying is horse shit or being genuine or authentic, but in terms of the drama. Like, we're going to get you, Review Tech USA, because you lied. And it's like, dude, nobody cares. But they care. And so I have sympathy for that, because what is that? How healthy is that person, you know?
Yeah, I'd say I agree, but I just think it might lead to something dangerous. You know, like you got like the bearded fellow. I forgot his name. Tripsy. The bearded fellow that
Yeah,
you
he's
brought up the first one.
The guy on camera.
Bearded guy.
Yeah, the first one on camera. Yes.
Oh, he seemed like a normal, nice guy.
No. Yeah, I mean, what I meant to say was that well, you sort of assumed that he was like a Republican or a right winger or something.
Oh, yeah.
Because of his appearance, and it turns out he wasn't.
Correct.
And there's people that would, get the first impression of you and say, okay, so Jaffy's the right winger or left winger.
Yep.
And they would do bad things to you for that, So I'm just thinking, I was going to ask something completely different, but now I'm just, you could say scared maybe that people are willing to do that to harass transgender just because she's a transgender. I by the way, I think you handled that whole thing really well, because you said it perfectly. Transgender people are one of the most marginalized communities
Absolutely.
we have.
Absolutely. So I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what's wrong with some of these fucking people. It was like they were raised by, no one, and they just kind of had to figure it out for themselves, which would be sad. But all right, buddy, thank you for the call. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, man.
Good one.
You too, sir. All right, this is a fellow who likes to go by the name of Horrid7. I don't know what that's about. Horrid7, it's Jaffe. What's up?
Sup?
Sup?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, doing a show. What you doing? What are you wearing?
My work shirt that I got free from work.
What
So you get a bunch of clothes.
what does it say on it? What kind of work do you do?
FedEx ground.
I hear FedEx has fucking awesome benefits.
I almost got a job there.
Yeah, but working there's a bunch of BS that goes on.
Oh, okay. Well, what's up? What do you want to talk about?
Well, I've never actually heard of your channel until today.
Oh,
but
thanks for giving
I'm
us a
big
shot.
Fan of Review Tech USA.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess Rich has kind of talked about this a bit, and how it's kind of hard for him to make content now with all these sites changing the rules and being in a combination of apocalypses and like companies like kind of like going woke and all this stuff, and like not being able to say certain things like and cover certain topics. I guess, is that like affecting you at all?
No, because for a couple of reasons. I think, Rich has been doing this and has been very, very, very successful doing this for quite some time. So for him I imagine, I can't speak for him, but based on what he told us, for him to watch his financial situation as it relates to YouTube specifically be affected, he might be looking at it and going, Jesus fucking Christ, compared to 3 years ago, I'm not going to work this hard for that when I made so much more, Whereas since I kind of came to it late, and so for me, this is kind of just what the platform is. And so I don't really, that's why I try to make sure we do things on our channel, a lot, movie nights and gaming nights and private chats for members that are outside of YouTube. And I've sort of built my financial model, which is staggeringly smaller than Rich's, of course, around that idea, because I can't depend. It never would have occurred to me to put all my eggs in the YouTube basket because of all the stuff I've heard people say that it's just not dependable.
Not even just that, but like I've also seen not just him, but like other YouTubers like having to let, and like streamers having to heavily self-censor themselves too. Like a few years ago, you hear them like swearing left and right and saying all this, going like, I don't want to say edgy, but I guess they're more edgy, like more like fun to watch. Now it's like almost like, I guess a lot of them, it's almost like you're watching like PBS. It's like, oh, we can't say swears, we can't say.
Well, I mean,
we can't say basically anything.
What I would
to like heavily like,
oops.
I almost said that.
Well, what I would say to you is this. I mean, everybody's got their own, financial situation and reason they're doing YouTube or whatever. For me, authenticity is the only reason I enjoy it, because I can connect with people and they can connect with me and we can have a real conversation. And so my commitment I made to myself is, if I can't, and maybe I can't, but if I can't build a big enough audience that I can sustain doing this, even without being authentic, I'm not interested in doing it. So if YouTube's like, you can keep streaming, Jeffy, but you can't swear, I would just be like, go fuck yourself. I have no interest in you anymore. I'll try doing it somewhere else. If not, go fuck yourself. Because why would I? Yeah, I'm not interested in it for anything other than authenticity. And I hope I can make a living doing it eventually. But right now, it doesn't matter, because I'm not going to censor myself.
Yeah, I especially see that a lot with like a lot of tech reviewers now. It's like they don't even like talk about whether the product's good or not. They're just like, here's the product, you can go buy it, and they're like basically like doing a commercial for the product.
Yeah, no, I'll tell you what, man. I think if you're trying to do this and do it well, the only thing you need to do is be a slave to the audience. And if that works, great. If it doesn't, great. But the advertisers need you more than you need them. So if you've got a YouTuber who's basically pulling their punches because they're not going to be honest about things, they're probably not going to be on YouTube for very long. Because YouTube works when it's a genuine connection. That's what I think, or that's what I'm interested in. So, all right, buddy. I appreciate the call. Thanks, sir.
Yep.
All right, man. There he goes. All right. Kevin is living. I'm glad. Kevin, how are you doing? Kevin.
Can you hear me?
Hey,
Hello?
I can hear you great. What's up?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. I'm pretty good. I'm getting a little tired, but I'm good.
Awesome.
What's going on?
Hey, I just had a quick question. I'm a father of two.
Mm-hmm.
I have a son who's like 8 years old, and I was just wondering, like, I remember playing games when I was a kid, and like, playing more violent video games. And my mom didn't know at the time, but like, what do you think is a good age to like introduce something that's a little more violent?
Give me an example. Like what?
I don't know.
Well,
I don't know. I just remember, I remember playing, Grand Theft Auto when I was like 12 years old, and like, I wouldn't want my kid to play that. So,
okay.
I don't know. I've just been struggling with that.
Why have you been struggling with it? How old's your kid again?
He's 8.
Okay, so
like, we play, Mario games. We play, like less violent things, but
okay.
He's gonna start going to school a little bit more, like being homeschooled now. But just thinking about the future, and I just kind of wanted to get like a father's perspective. My dad died when I was really young.
I am very sorry about that. Yeah. I'm very, very sorry about that. And I appreciate you as a fellow human just being conscientious and aware of all this stuff that parents make such a big difference at this age. But what I will tell you is I think the best thing you can do is lead by example, and you can kind of show your kids what it means to you to do right and to do wrong, and what's acceptable and what's not. But yeah, the minute they step out the door and you're not there, they're going to be affected like everybody else is by the zeitgeist and by their friends. And so, they're probably going to see a lot of the stuff that you seem to have a problem with. But if they're a good person, they're a good person. And if they see something, look, I'll tell you something. My kids happened upon some pretty nasty fucking porn when they were young, and for no fault of their own. It was, I guess they just, I don't know what they were searching. Maybe they went out of their way. I have no idea. We had blockers and all that stuff though. But it's like everything else. You use it as a learning opportunity. It's like you sit them down and you say, yeah, that was really disturbing what you watched, and that's not reflective of real life and this and that and the other. So the only thing I would worry about is not being engaged with your kid. If you're engaged with your kid, you guys can kind of weather any storm and raft down any rapids. It's when the parents aren't really aware of what's going on, I think you get in trouble. But you're not going to stop your kid from experiencing and having experiences that you find troubling. That's just going to, that happens. That happened when I was a kid. It certainly happens more now with the internet.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for the
advice. Man. I hope it's helpful, but good for you. And here's the most important advice. You ready? You probably heard it 1,000 times, but here it is because it's goddamn true. It goes by so fucking fast. I remember looking at my daughter. She was 7. And I remember going, God, she's getting so much older so fast. I said, but you know what? I still got like 11, 12 years till she's a grown up, and I'm going to really be present. And I was, and it still went fast. She's 19 now. That's how fucking quick lickety split it goes. So be as present as you are able, because it's one of the best joys of life, and it goes fast, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
See you, bud.
Thank you for all that you do.
Thanks, man. All right, this is the Healy God. Oh, I love the Healy God. Healy God, it's Jaffe. What's up, man? Healy God.
Oh, hey, how's it going? Sorry, forgot to unmute myself. My bad.
What's up?
So, you directed God of War, correct?
The first God of War, and then I was creative director on the second God of War.
Okay. So, do you have any insight for how the fourth God of War, the Ragnarok's going to play out?
I mean, I don't have any information, and even if I did, I wouldn't feel comfortable. It wouldn't be my place to share it. But all I can tell you, what I know is, I know Eric Williams. I worked with him on the first God of War and the second. He is a fucking insanely gifted, talented video game creator. It is the first game he has ever directed, and I am very excited to see what he brings to it. And plus, obviously, there's the pedigree of Santa Monica Studios. So I'm excited for it, and I anticipate great things. But so far, what I've seen is just the trailer. I thought they put out a pretty shitty trailer, truth be told. It was just very underwhelming to me. But I don't think that's reflective of the actual game that will be released in a couple of months.
So I guess my one of my favorite God of War series, like 1 and 2 and 3. Third one definitely for sure. How did Kratos live? How did Kratos stab himself and live to become old? Do you know that?
I don't think they've told that story. He's Kratos. I mean, maybe he didn't live. How many times the motherfucker died and crawled out of hell? So, it's, but that's not a story as far as I know that they have actually told yet. So I don't know what the official.
So it's up in the air.
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody Defucus in the chat says the novel tells all, so maybe that explains it.
Yeah, they told it off.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you could read the novel, but I have no idea.
Okay, well, it's interesting. I guess my thing is, a lot of people are saying the myth is that Kratos is the world's serpent, and that's why Atreus can understand him. So I didn't know if you had any insight to that.
No, I don't. That sounds like speculation to me, but who the fuck knows? We'll know in a few months. That's the exciting part.
But hey, thank you for directing one of the best video games ever created. Thank you so much. Going into Greek mythology is awesome.
I love that stuff, man. I love it. Well, thank you. Thank you for playing our book, man. I appreciate it.
For sure. God bless.
All right, man. All right. Did I say thank you for playing our book? I was reading the chat. Somebody's talking about the book that Cory Barlog's dad wrote and saying that that's considered canon. Well, maybe. Yeah, I haven't read it, so I don't know. Okay, let me bring in somebody with the last name is I don't know how to say your name, man. It's somebody with Jam.
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you great. What's up?
Yeah, it's Yetza Jam. It's like Majesty, but reversed.
Okay. What's going on?
Hey, Jaffe. I love God of War 1. I love the story. How Kratos is looking for forgiveness. It's my favorite game, right?
Cool. That's nice.
So my question was, whose idea was to have sex mini games in the game?
That was mine.
If you don't mind me asking.
No, that was my idea.
It was yours.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Another if you don't mind.
I don't mind. No, I appreciate you calling. What's up?
The new God of War games, they are very cinematic. Whereas the previous games, they used to have the equal amount of cutscenes, at least in my opinion, the equal amount of cutscenes with the equal amount of gameplay. And do you like the new direction? The new direction that Santa Monica went in.
There's two ways I can answer that question, and they're both authentic. I mean, the first thing to say is I really enjoyed God of War 2018. I thought it was one of the best games that has been out in a very long time. It was wonderful. It's definitely not the direction I would have taken God of War, but I think from a sales standpoint and an audience standpoint, it was exactly the correct thing to do. It needed a refresh, and it needed that kind of very clever refresh that they put on it. But it, what I would have done would have been successful, but it wouldn't have flipped the script and given Kratos another 10 or 15 years of relevancy than what Corey and those guys did.
Yeah, I love God of War 2018 too. I love the story, but I prefer the gameplay of the previous games more. Plus, I also prefer my favorite God of War game is like the first one, right? As I said, I love the story. So can you give me and all the viewers, of course, can you give us some insight into what would your God of War 4 would have been like?
Well, I mean, I can tell
the gameplay and
you mean my God of War 4, if you just go to Google or YouTube and look up God of War Directors Live, I spent 20 minutes pitching the story of what God of War 3 was supposed to be, which would have, by the time we got to God of War 4, we would have been in Egypt. Or we may have been in modern times with Kratos already becoming the Grim Reaper. So all that's actually on YouTube, and you can find it. And I won't bore the people who've already heard it, but all that's up there if you search God of War Directors Live.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, man.
I just
All right.
had that question.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling, buddy.
Bye.
I sure appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. This is the last call of the day. Then I'll get the final super chats. This is Zig Thrill. What's up, Zig Thrill?
Hey, how's it going, dude?
It is good. How are you?
Dude, I'm sorry about earlier, a couple weeks back about the Grand Theft Auto thing that I said.
I don't remember what you said.
It was basically like an accusation. It was something stupid.
Okay.
But
I mean,
yeah,
I don't remember it, so I can't. I mean, if you want to repeat it, we can talk about it, but I have no idea what you're speaking to.
I wanted to say though, who designed the blade and whip of in God of War 1 through 3?
Designed the what?
The blade and whip. You know, the blade and whip.
The
Chaos Blade. The Chaos Blade. Yeah.
Well, designed in what sense? Do you mean the visual design, the gameplay design, the story of it? What do you mean?
Visual design.
The visual design was probably Charlie Wynn, who was the art director, the concept art director for God of War 1, 2, and then he's gone on to he designed Thor's costume for the MCU. He was the head of the visual department at the MCU. Fucking genius guy. But that was I could be wrong, but I think the blades were done by Charlie Wynn.
So I was also wondering if maybe they could actually create it like in real life, like Forged in Fire. Ever watch that?
Yeah, I think there have been a couple of YouTube shorts where people have actually made the Blades of Chaos in real life. I mean, they don't actually work like the Blades of Chaos, but they've made real weapons that you can kind of throw out, kind of like the woman in Predator did, or Prey, the new Predator movie, where she kind of ties a string to the end of her hatchet and flicks it around. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I don't want to keep much of your time.
All right. Listen, man, I appreciate you calling and watching the show. Thank you very much for that, sir.
You too.
All right, see, man. There he goes. Rob the Mod, we did it. You want to get the last couple super chats? Rob the Mod, how do you feel? You had the COVID.
That was interesting.
It was, but how do you feel? Are you able to breathe better?
Oh, how do I feel? I feel a lot better today.
Good. Good.
Very good.
Rob's had the COVID, and he hadn't been able to breathe too good. So now it helps. Was I right when I said have your mother get off your face? That helped, right?
Of course.
Yeah, well, it's important. Let me get these chats. Stoner Joe says, I missed you reading my super chat. Stoner Joe, thank you for the original super chat. Let me see if I can scroll back and find it. But the gist of it was, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. That's kind of was the response to it. But let me find it. I appreciate it. He says, what's her name has a murder kink? Woo! That's what you wrote, sir. I have no idea what the fuck. I don't know what that means.
I paid you for that.
Stoner Joe did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that tracks.
That makes sense now.
But thank you, buddy. Jeesh has been a member. Thank you, bud, for 21 months. He says, people still swear this guy is capping. That was 11 minutes ago. I have no idea what we're talking about at this point. But thank you, buddy, for all the support over the months. Thanks, man. Solid Snake says, Snake. Cool. Jeffy yelled as I pulled up my trousers. Howdy. Thank you, Solid Snake. I very much appreciate that. Very generous super chat, bud. Dylan Bacon has super chatted 2 pictures of bacon, which, okay, thanks, buddy. Seriously. Yog Mouth has said, hey, Jeffy, will you talk to Destiny, the YouTube streamer, not the game? I don't know who that is. Rob, do you know who Destiny, the YouTube streamer, is?
No, I don't watch a lot of YouTubers.
Yeah. Let me know who it is, though. And then Gravity, our good buddy Gravity, God of War member, he says, thank you, buddy. He says, how much do the hateful and unreasonable people you encounter in your careers impact your worldview? I can't speak obviously for Rich, but I can tell you that most days I respond the same way. It makes me kind of sad. I don't have hatred for people who are bigots and racists and anti-Semites and anti-Muslim. I hate their view, but I do go, wow, that must be really hard to be raised in such a way that you're that judgmental and you're that cruel and you're that mean-spirited. Because underneath that hatred is sadness, and I'm very familiar with that concept, and so I feel bad for a lot of them. D-Truck says Conan had sexploitation, so sex games made sense. Yeah, I remember. You mean which Conan game are you talking about? There was the Conan. If you're talking about God of War, D-Trucks, I mean, Conan had naked ladies in it too, the God of War ripoff. But God of War was very influenced by Conan and Heavy Metal Magazine and Heavy Metal the movie and all kinds of shit like that. So yeah, sex, it was very much meant to be an overt hypersexual game. So fellas, Rob, thank you for modding all today. I know you aren't feeling good or you're getting better, which is good.
Rathy did a good chunk of it.
Oh, really? Did we have a lot of trolls today?
I think he took out a good couple of them.
Good for you guys. You guys are assassins. All right. I'm going to let you go, Rob. Thanks, buddy. Maybe I'll see you tonight when I'm streaming. All right. Bye, you guys. Bye. Okay, so that's the show, fellas. Thank you for hanging out with me, hanging out with Review Tech. I will be back with a normal Gabbin' and Games show, I think, tomorrow. I'll be back with maybe streaming tonight. I'm around. Consider liking the video. Consider subscribing. Consider coming back if you're new. We do all kinds of wacky shit. But in the meantime, be well, be safe. And I'll see you soon. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, mods. Thank you, super chats. Thank you, new members. See you soon.